it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? Wanna go red? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I hope it's brown. Fuck you, little bitch.
That was one thing we got wrong. We were talking about the Luger in one of the episodes previously. I can't remember if it was the last one.
It's a Ruger, right?
No, the Luger, the Luger that we were talking about the Luger, right? Like in one of the
Luger.
And we were like, oh, that's what. Well, I said, oh, that's what Han Solo's blaster's modeled after, right? Apparently, it's the whatever you just said, Derek. The fucking
the Mauser.
The Mauser, yeah.
The Mauser.
Solo. Sorry, I don't know.
I bet some people lost their minds.
I should. Well, I don't like Han Solo that much, but I should have known that, being a fucking Star Wars punk like I am.
Yeah.
I like when he sexually harasses what was it, Guido? When he just grabs his ass and then like that's how it starts the confrontation.
Yeah. That scene where Han Solo grabs Guido's ass and fingers him until he squirts and then shoots him in the head.
And blows his fucking head off, dude. He gives him a pre-death orgasm, bro. He gives him a pre-death orgasm. He squirts out his mouth. He's a different kind of creature, and he blows his head off. Yo, that's so unbelievable.
Welcome to the Snark Tank podcast. It's me. I'm Chris.
If Stephen King wrote Star Wars, it would have been like that. It would have had that shit in there.
Probably.
Oh god.
All right. It's me, Chris Rago. I'm here with Derek and
how you doing?
And Tom Sweeney. I don't know how. I don't know why we started things off that way, but it's just that kind of a week, I guess. What was it? It was episode 58 last week, right? It was.
I think so. I don't know.
So this is 59. Which means we're 10 episodes away from the sex number, which we have.
Yeah, what are we doing for 69? That's got to be special.
That's got to be a guest, right? Can we get?
We should have a female guest. We should have a female guest.
It has to be it does. It has to be something sexy, man.
And let her and she'll be a female guest, and we'll be completely like very like not talking about shit like that, and then she has to say like really crude shit. We can't involve. We can't engage. She'll be like, oh, okay, wow. So back to what I was saying, Mass Effect, the special edition came out, and it's quite good.
We have to, if we could get an adult film star of some kind, that would be hilarious. I like for episode 69, I would love that. But that's unlikely.
I can't talk to a porn star. I'm sorry. I can't talk to a porn star.
Why? You're basically a porn star.
Not even like more like not like I know a moral high ground. It's just like if I talk to a porn star that I've like fucking jacked it to, I just feel like,
well, I mean,
I'd be like the planet's too small. I'm like officially the planet's too small, and I've escaped my sphere.
What do you mean? There's no moral high ground? Are you saying that you're more moral than a porn star? Because
no. I said there is no moral high ground. Like I don't believe I'm better than anybody else. Like I just can't deal with that. I can't deal with being put in a situation where like, oh man, me talking to like, I don't know, I saw Kira or something like that. I'm like, damn, I pulverized my penis to you more times than I would like to admit.
Well, I mean, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be about like it would be ideal if we went the whole episode without even mentioning it once, and because it would piss people off.
No. For me, it wouldn't be. I would be fine not mentioning it, but my internal self would be like, "God damn, Kingston, you saw yourself here. You saw yourself here at 16 years old when you and your homies pulled together to get a browser's account. But you see yourself here right now, and I'm just like,
you pulled together with your friends for a browser's account?
Yeah, we pulled together. We all pulled together. One person made an account. We all pulled together for like $5 a pop, and then we all shared the account.
That's fucking commitment, man.
That's fucking so bizarre.
Boys have no respect. Boys, dude, sports teams, dude. Derek can attest to this. Groups of athletes are the most disgusting, filthy dudes ever.
1,000,000,000%.
Ever, bro. It's the most, dude. This is the worst shit. I've probably said this before, but we traded nudes, bro. I wouldn't do it if I had a girlfriend at the time, but all the boys would trade nudes, man. Like, that is demonic.
Like Pokemon cards?
Like fucking Pokemon cards, bro. Like, I'll give you 2 pictures of Sarah if you give me 1 picture of Brian. I was looking for Brian.
Give me. I want the
one
Bryan
picture
Cranston.
of Bryan Cranston's dick. You know, or like give me a picture of like Brianna's dick, and it's like, what the fuck? What's going on? Brianna got a dick. It's like, yeah, dude, I saw it, man. It's crazy.
Oh man, I
Their
never
own
did
girlfriends,
anything
dude.
like that, but
Their
it was
own
just like,
girlfriends, bro. It's crazy.
yeah, it was like we never did anything like that in sports, but I can definitely say I was never okay with the homoeroticism, that's in sports, where everyone kind of like grabs each other's ass, slaps each other's ass, does a lot of gay shit in the locker room, in a way that it's like it's funny to joke about stuff and talk shit, but like they're like physically engaging on you. I'm talking about like there's this one dude that we call Tupac. He looked nothing like Tupac, but we just call him Tupac for whatever fucking reason. And he would like go up, if you would like tie your shoes, he could be fucking on the other side of the locker room, and then he'd find you and get behind you and start humping you and making kissing noises like, and it was like, dude, it's kind of funny in retrospect, but at
It's
the
kinda
time,
hilarious.
At the time, I was like, God damn! Like,
That's what
you had to use
what
that
you're
shit real
hold on,
fast,
hold on.
man.
You're literally just describing sexual harassment. Like it's
yeah,
100%.
yes,
100%.
yes,
Dude,
it's literally
sports
that, dude.
Teams, yes, men's sports is sexual harassment, and it's totally fine. It's like
It's supposed to be some sort of brotherhood. It's not a brotherhood, bro. You know how many
I don't
times
want to.
people would
It's like
people would
frat
fucking touch my cheek when I was like, "Yo, dude, don't do that." Like in the middle of a basketball game, like somebody would smack my ass. Somebody, what's wrong, man? Then they give me smoochy faces. I'm like, bro, if you kiss at me one more time, I'm gonna fuck you up. And then I would laugh because I was nervous, because I was scared that this man was doing this to me. And they'd be like, "Yo, you fucking love it." I'm like, "No, I don't. I'm scared. I'm just scared."
Yeah,
It's really horrible.
I have never been much of an athlete. I played like baseball when I was like younger, and I remember
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. I had to play
Same.
baseball.
I played baseball too. I hated that shit. I didn't get it.
I was good at it, but I didn't like it. And I remember just like all the kids that were on my team who were like super about it, who were like, "Yeah, man, I fucking and it's like, wow, I hate this exact type of person. I think I knew when I was like little, like 7 or 8. I was like, this is exactly what I don't want to become. So I managed to avoid most of like I assumed athletes were kind of gross and fucking annoying and the worst. But I never actually experienced it firsthand.
The worst, bro.
And I'm, grateful for that.
Passing women around like hot potatoes, bro. Passing girls like hot fucking potatoes. Real shit.
They just trade nudes of their own girlfriends. It's so fucked.
Yeah, it's fucking
pretty
evil.
crazy.
It's evil. It was the kind of shit that I'd be like, even me at that age when I was way more angsty than I am now, I was just like, that's not okay, guys. Like I'm gonna look at this, but I'm never gonna give you pictures of my girlfriend. And they're like, whatever, King. Look at this, and I'm like, whoa, her vagina's that big.
That's actually kind of crazy. Like, barring a woman that like is in the sex work kind of field or whatever, and she's already kind of out there, I could never, and I have never shared like nudes, even though there have been moments where I kind of wanted to, just being like look at this,
bro,
look how gorgeous she is, but like I've never done it because I'm just like, I can't. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
because you have something called morality. You understand right and wrong. That's
yeah, I
not
guess,
cool.
and it upsets me because sometimes I wish that I didn't, because even like say like back in the day, relationships back in the day, maybe you'd have fun, you take pictures together and do shit, and I'm like, I'm proud of this work. I wish I could share this with somebody, but I can't. It's just like, well, what do I? It's literally just for us, and then that's where it dies. And sometimes that makes me sad.
It's a picture of her with her face glazed like a fucking donut. And you're like, guys, look at this. This is all me. This is all fucking me, bro.
Masterpiece.
Aren't I great? You see how evenly glazed she is?
This is why
You're a fucking animal.
This is why we don't get we don't get ads.
Hey,
Like we
man.
always question.
No, this is why we don't get good ads.
That's true, yeah.
This is what because look, man, I'm telling you, the podcast that I listen to, I have no idea how they get ads when all they do is just talk about the worst shit and show like fucking just barely censored dicks and stuff, and people doing the most insufferable shit, and they're like, oh, fucking here's the best stuff, here's mattresses, here's this, and I'm like, okay, I guess the people aren't even looking.
Yeah.
I think
I would
they're
hope
not
so.
even looking at what they're putting on there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm assuming.
But we've got some stuff to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm.
We've got there's been this. I don't know what we want to start with necessarily, but I feel like this is just a good one.
Fortnite.
Let's just start with Fortnite. Let's talk about Fortnite, guys. Like, what level are you in Fortnite? If that's even a thing, I don't even know.
I haven't played Fortnite. I played Fortnite like a month or two ago with my homies again.
Jesus Christ!
And it turned into us not playing Fortnite. It turned into us just laughing about bullshit. That's it. You played like 2 games. You were like, "Oh, this is fucking hilarious." We started talking about dumb shit.
You understand? You are reaching an age where it's inappropriate to play Fortnite, right? You understand this?
I don't even like the game. It's just that's where the homies meet up.
The playground is a place where homies meet up as well. But like, I'm saying like maybe don't. Maybe don't go to the playground.
That you see, what you did was you grabbed the basketball. And then you reach to the hoop.
No, absolutely not. You've never been. You live in New York. Hold on. No. I'm not gonna let you slip by this. You've been to New York. Okay. You know that you go to fucking. You've seen playgrounds where there's fucking broken beer bottles and fucking condoms all over the ground and all sorts of crazy whacked out shit at playgrounds.
Absolutely. That's any playground in a city.
Yes.
That's any playground in a city. You know, the last time I went to a playground, I want you to be. I'm being honest. I was maybe 12. You know what I was doing there? I was finding my friend because he was like, yo, some guy has weed. You want to go buy weed? And I was like, I don't think I want to do this. And he went and I had to go get it because his mom was coming. I was just like, yo, dude, seriously, we shouldn't be here. Your mom's coming down the street. And he was like, oh, shit. And we hopped the gate and we went around the block. It was on Grant Avenue on 69th Street. We went around the block over to Sheridan Avenue and we came back down. Then 2 weeks later, I moved.
The last time I've been to a playground was probably I think 2015 before I moved out here because I had friends from Yonkers. Because I had friends from Yonkers who were like, hey, you know, let's hang out again before you leave. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't been to Yonkers in ages. And I went to the playground that I used to go to just out of curiosity to see if it was still there, see if they had built a fucking YMCA there or fucking something. I don't know what the fuck. But it was just covered in broken glass. It was just all these broken beer bottles. There were needles. There was a fucking I kid you not, an anthill of condoms. Like people go there and contribute like they're building a monument and
bearing tribute to the
and I was like, well, this is significantly different than I recall. I'm going now. And I left. But I don't know, man. Fortnite is
Fortnite.
I've never played 1 second of it. It just never interested me.
I think I played a total. I think I probably played a total of an hour and a half. I played with Bunty back when it was new, before they added all these crazy skins and all these fucking Thanos crossovers or whatever the fuck. It was just basic fucking Fortnite. I was like, this is fine, I guess.
Dude, there's concerts. There's shows in Fortnite now.
That's crazy.
That shit is fucking that's wild. That I was like, dude, people are in their avatars and now they're doing. I was just like, this. I don't know if I like that.
Michelle Obama live in Fortnite, and it's like, all right. Why?
Fucking Obama actually shows up and starts Joe striking everybody. He just fucks all your characters.
Pretty much the boss battle is just you gotta fucking stop Obama from drone striking the Middle East. You gotta stop Obama from drone striking the Gaza Strip. That's your fucking mission.
Yeah, except
that'd be a great Metal Gear Solid mission, honestly.
There's a twist though, amazing. And the twist is that all the people who are gliding in at the beginning of every Fortnite games, they're the drones.
You're like, what? What? I'm a drone? I'm one of the drones?
Oh my god. But
what were we going to talk about actually before we got
I don't even know. My bad.
So I wanted to talk about this gatekeeping tweet that had been making the rounds because it actually fucking exploded. And it was this guy, what was his name? Black D Gamer 1 or whatever the fuck was his Twitter account.
What does that stand for? Black D? What does the D stand for?
Black Dick.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Black Dick Gamer.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Or Chris thinks it's Black Damien Gamer 1. Damien.
Or it's like David. He's got a really generic name, but he wants to make sure everybody knows.
Black Daniel.
He's not just a normal white David.
I'm black though. You better watch out. Don't make fun of me.
And he's a gamer. But he tweeted this thing about anime, which already had me angry because it's about anime. But he said, if all of your common knowledge of anime, which I found it weird that he even specified that because that makes it more okay. But if all of your common knowledge about anime is Demon Slayer, Naruto, Inuyasha, Bleach, One Piece, Fate, which I've never heard of, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Gundam, My Hero, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Ghost in Shell, then you're not an anime fan. Normies, stay the fuck out of anime. And it started.
A lot of anime.
Yeah, that's a metric. That's more anime.
Anime, dude.
That is more anime, by the way, than I have seen. Just straight up, like actually for real.
If
I've
you
watched
watch
every
a
anime
lot of
except for
anime, then you're not an anime fan. What the fuck does that mean?
It's very bizarre.
You
What does
can't
that
even
mean?
Oh my god, it's whatever, dude. I don't even
No,
like.
it's fucking dude. That's way worse than like hipsters and shit. That's way worse because hipsters are usually like, oh, I only listen to the underground shit or indie shit, and like that. This is like listening to, I don't know, I guess the Arctic Monkeys or something, and being like, oh no, you're not into fucking indie. And it's like, well, what is because people actually like them? I don't understand. Like, what the fuck does that mean? That's weird.
Because you're not watching what's fucking Spice and Wolf and shit like that, and fucking
Vampire Hunter D or something. I don't fucking know.
What's another fucking obscure ass anime? Fucking Black Butler and shit like that. These animes that like most people can't sit through because there's so much dialogue and everyone's trying to kill themselves or fucking groping a woman.
That's crazy.
I've seen Bible Black. You know
what? That's an anime.
You've never seen Bible Black? Is like that. It's like a meme hentai that like went viral a couple of years, like 7 years ago, because the voice acting was like really, really bad. There's a video on YouTube. There's a video on YouTube of me in like 2014 reacting to it with like a bunch of other people. But
a fucking Boku no Pico or some shit.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like this is just weird to me. Like I don't know how serious this guy was. It reads like a joke, but like I looked into it and it didn't seem that way.
Man.
And it's just
like they're probably real.
I know this attitude is real, like, which is honestly all that matters. Honestly, like I've definitely like replied, because there have been times where I've replied to tweets that like that insinuate something, and it might just be like a tongue-in-cheek thing, but it's just a tweet that reminds me of like real opinions that exist, you know. Then I'll just like, I'll make an example out of this to commentate on the actual thing, as opposed to it's less about the specific tweet itself and more about this real thing that it's kind of playing off of. And this is definitely like a real thing. Like I know people who, or I've known people who are like this, not necessarily about anime, but like with, like I remember back in the day, it's like, you're not a real gamer if you only play fucking Call of Duty and fucking Battlefield, and like, it's like
you don't like real video games. You're a fucking gamer.
You've never played Catherine. You fucking what?
God. You've never played like, I don't know, Persona FES 3. Like what the fuck do you even call yourself a fucking gamer? It's like, okay.
The weird thing is that it insinuates that if you're a fan of a medium, that you have to like the majority of things in that medium, which is just not, like, the majority of every medium is mediocre trash. Like that's the majority of shit in any given like type of entertainment is just generic, boring, and garbage. You know, like that's the overwhelming majority of content. That's why like everybody kind of gravitates to things that are uniquely of high quality. That's why famous things exist in the first place. Like you can't tell me that the overwhelming majority of movies that have ever been made are great. Like you can't tell me that. That's just insane.
Yeah, that's true.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space exists. Fucking
Space Movie 1992.
Yeah, just like it's just
fucking fantastic movie. Come on, man. Let's be real. Listen,
I wanna do when I heard them say the title in the fucking like trailer, I was like, oh, he just said it. What is this movie? I wonder what the movie's about. Is it funny?
Look. Here's the thing. I find it much more entertaining when people are reacting or reviewing it than actually just watching it. It's very hard to get through if you're just watching it. It's fucking awful. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it for what it is.
Is it racially charged?
Yes, but no. Like it is. They are, gay N-words from outer space. But the thing is, they're sexist. They don't like women specifically. It's very like, it's not racist. It's not really like, they're just like, say one of the guys' names. I love it. His name is D Ildo. It's one of those movies. It's that kind of movie. I tell you guys, type in space movie 1992.
That was so stupid that it caught me off guard. Like
that's why it's good. It's what I would have thought of when I was 10. Like that's a name I would have thought that's fucking hilarious when I was D-Ildo. That's the guy's name.
Outer space.
So
stupid.
The poster was circulating around on MySpace when I first saw it, and I was like, "There's no there's no way this is real." And I was like, "There's no way."
The film's just on here. It's just on YouTube.
Yes, and I actually commented on it recently, saying I'm so glad this movie's getting the treatment it deserves or whatever, because I guess it blew up on TikTok, and then Elvis fucking I fucking with the help of Justin Wang we was like, oh, you guys, whatever gets the most likes I'll review, and then we made that movie win. And then he did it again, and then Wang DM'd me and he's like, hey dude, let's do it again, and it was this one was called Boss N-Word. It's a great movie though. It's a good movie. It's actually a good blaxploitation. And just saying,
the fact you said there's a good blaxploitation makes me sad a little bit.
Dude, there's some blaxploitation films are very good. Like there's some Dolomite. Dude, you should probably.
I watched the Dolomite movies.
There's some of them are very good. They're not just like what the fuck is this bullshit? But this is like, oh, these movies are highly entertaining. I'm just saying.
Well,
what the fuck were we talking about?
Listen. If you only know gay N-words from outer space and boss N-word, then you're not a real fan of blaxploitation. No, like I don't know. It bothers me that these are real people. You know, like that there are people who think like that. I don't how. For every Mass Effect 2 and like Shadow of the Colossus, there's like fucking probably like 100 Ride to Hell retributions, or like
beautiful game.
That game is so fucking hilarious, dude.
It's a beautiful game.
It's funny, but it's not fun.
It's funny for the wrong reasons.
Son of a bitch, bastard, fucker, fuck you piece of shit.
No, that's your thing. No. You're thinking of Rogue Warrior.
Oh, Rogue Warrior. That's my fucking
Which
shit.
is another amazing one with Mickey. Was it Mickey Rourke cursing every 2 seconds of gameplay?
Every time he kills somebody, he fucking just berates them.
That's a good move. That's a good. I
stupid.
never played that game, but I've seen just so
racist
much
shit too. I love it, man. He says like really racist, like shit the Asian people what he's doing. I'm like, yes,
this
is hilarious.
Fucking cocksucking commie motherfuckers. It's like, yo, holy shit.
Motherfucking bitch. Shut the fuck up. How you dead now, motherfucker? I was feel being dead, bitch. It's like, whoa.
Yo, I don't even think they gave him a script. I think they just like recorded him in a booth and just like, this is pretty good. We could use this for the game, I think.
But it kind of reminded me because I'd never played that. I meant to for that specific reason.
Rogue
insane.
Yeah, I forgot.
I saw Donkey's review of it, and I was like, holy shit, then I watched like fucking 3 hours of gameplay. And I was just like, this is hilarious, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no,
these weebs gotta go, man. These weebs gotta go. I'm telling you, these weebs
anime's gotta go, but particularly
the worst.
I like some anime.
After.
The worst thing, elitist weebs to me as a premise is wild. Like
that's a good username.
Elitist weeb.
Yeah.
It is a pretty good name.
Don't be a weeb, guys. Don't be weebs, guys.
I mean, you are a weeb though. Like
I was once. I definitely was once a weeb.
Once, always.
I'll admit that. No, not at all.
Imagine if someone ever said anything like that to me in person. Like, I'm not a violent person per se, but I probably would just hit them because it's so stupid. It's like I've seen, like, it's that whole argument. Remember the argument when people would say like, oh, it's almost the same thing when people talk about subtitles versus dubbed, where
sub and dub, yeah.
Yeah, like that really upsets me because it's just I feel like a lot of people, especially Americans, got into anime because of dubbed Dragon Ball Z on Toonami.
Yeah,
that was like a lot of people's first introduction. And it's
anime.
Like, yeah. So, and I'm like, that's fucking anime, and that's how I discovered that. And it's hard for me to watch it with the Japanese, just the original, because the especially Goku's voice it's a fucking whiny woman. and it's very hard for me to fucking like it. Legitimately,
It's rough.
Like
yeah, I think
it's very hard for me to listen to it.
In fairness, I do think Dragon Ball Z is probably one of the. It's weird because that's the anime that I think introduced a lot of people to anime, and it's the dub that introduced a lot of people to anime, but it's also coincidentally like the best dub of like any anime. Like there's probably like a handful of other ones that are just as good, but like I
would
think
say the best is that and Cowboy Bebop.
Well, yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. It's like these.
But Dragon Ball, I think beats it.
Dragon Ball is particularly good. Like, cause I've seen dubbed anime that are fucking like I've never even seen the Japanese, or I've never even seen the show before. But I can tell, like, wow, this is bad. Like, this is not. Everything sounds wrong. The acting is stilted. It's terrible. These people don't care.
They don't care. That's the biggest ticket.
You can tell. Like, you can tell. And
for sure.
I think we might have had this conversation before, but like I really do feel like whenever somebody just like inherently prefers the Japanese dub, I think it's really just because we speak English and we know what bad English acting sounds like. Yeah. And we understand that, like, okay, so this guy doesn't give a shit. I don't know what bad Japanese acting is. I have no fucking idea.
It's hard.
I have no idea because I don't speak that language. I don't know the intonations that I'm expected to. For
me, it's when a character has a particular physical form that their voice severely contrasts with for no reason. That's where I get a problem.
Like Goku.
Yeah. Like Goku is crazy muscular.
And he sounds like
I can't fucking deal with it. It upsets me so much. I can't deal with it. I can't handle that.
The thing.
Goku sounds younger than Gohan, bro.
There's a weird thing in that show too, where King Kai sounds like this depressed elderly. Like he doesn't like all of his lines. I mean, I can't speak Japanese. I don't know any Japanese, but imagine I'm saying this in Japanese, but he's like, Goku, what are you doing? You can't stay here. But his character is like screaming. So I look at it and I feel like I'm having like a fucking aneurysm or like a stroke or something, because like this is just wrong, isn't it? Like, this isn't like an interpretation. Like, you're just not. This guy's not acting right. Like, it's
he's
just
not.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like, and it's stuff like that where it's like, okay, you know, I can see that and like be like, that's bad. That's not necessarily the best Japanese, but like I think most people just like can't tell, so they just prefer it when they can't tell. But Dragon Ball Z,
I think you're right, dude, and especially a lot of there's just a lot of. It doesn't work. One thing I do notice though too, it doesn't really work very well when everyone's yelling in English when it's dubbed, versus like say and I think this is why people. They hear a lot of Japanese voice actors, and a lot of times they're fucking always yelling. They're yelling a lot. Like, it's always hyped. Like, they're hamming it up at every, like, always. And it just sounds, I don't know, the way their language cuts too, it sounds so different. I fucking hate it when I'm hearing this, like, kind of, it just sounds stupid as fuck. And I think that's why a lot of times maybe it bothers them too, where it just... Like, I don't have a great example right now, but I think I think people know what I'm talking about. So I think it doesn't translate as well. And so it's just better if people just kind of figure out the subtlety and they just kind of find the range when you say like they actually give a shit.
Yeah.
But then, and
you know what's crazy, dude? I just realized Frieza is voiced by a man, but Goku's voiced by a woman. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Isn't that so hilarious?
Yeah, that's
Frieza is like the most androgynous character like I've ever seen in anime.
Oh yeah, we all thought Frieza was a woman when he was. We all thought Frieza was a woman when he was first introduced.
Hell yeah, I was like, was Frieza a girl or a boy? I don't know, but Frieza's a man and Goku's a girl.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I remember when I was a kid.
They want to keep his useful voice. They want to use that. Sorry.
What were you saying?
I guess they want to keep his youthful voice sounding. So I guess they made it a girl so you can sound kind of young-ish, like a youngish man her whole life. I guess.
I think it was just that they couldn't recast Goku, right? Because it was the same voice actor from like the Dragon Ball, right?
Dragon Ball? I'd assume.
I guess they just wanted to keep it the same actress, but like I mean, it's like I don't know. Like I've seen enough of Japanese Dragon Ball Z to kind of like all right, like it doesn't bother me as much, but I still very much prefer like Sean Schemmel and Christopher Sabat and like just that crew of voice actors in particular are just like really, really good, and they just deliver their lines really, really well. And And Frieza in particular was awesome, like just awesome, like in English and in Japanese, in fairness. But I don't know, it's just such a uniquely good first dub to introduce people to an entire medium, to the point where it's like a lot of other dubs like really aren't good. Like if I'm really going to give an anime a shot, I'm probably going to watch it with subtitles, because I just know in my heart of hearts that like chances are it's just not going to be as good as Dragon Ball.
Very likely.
And in most cases it just isn't.
That's what happened with I tried watching because I watched Attack on Titan when it first came out. I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting, and it was in subtitles because that's all that's available. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, this is enjoyable. And I tried watching it when it was dubbed, and I ran into that problem where I was like, these people suck dick, and they also, for some reason, they were pronouncing Mikasa's name wrong. They were pronouncing it as Mikasa, and I was like, I can't watch this. Like, I couldn't even get past the first episode. Not the first episode, but I think whatever. I was just like, dude, this is so... I don't even understand why you would change the pronunciation of the fucking... that blew my fucking mind, because I was like, when has that ever been done?
It's weird. It happens sometimes.
Does
it's
it, like,
translation. Dude, how people read things.
Dude, it reminds me. It reminds me of fucking oh my god, the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie when they named him Aang.
Oh.
Even though it's a fucking English show, it's like in English, and his name
That's
is.
what makes me so angry.
How does that happen?
M. Night Shyamalan was a fucking dickhead. He's a piece of shit, dude. He's a piece of shit. He claimed to be a fan of that show and got so much of it wrong. He got so much of it wrong.
No, I think it's just his fucking kids were fans. There's no way.
Chris showed me a scene that I forgot about. It was when the fucking like 8 earthbenders came and like and they fucking threw pebbles slowly at the firebenders. And I was like, what the fuck is it? It looked like they were dancing. It looked like a dance troupe.
It looked like fucking it looked like fucking Pitch Perfect or something, or like Step It Up. Like it looked like it looked like a dance movie, and it's just all these like earthbenders doing like synchronized tai chi. And then they go like, wah, and then like this big boulder floats at like 2 miles an hour towards this firebender, and the firebender's like, and it hits him like he couldn't. There was no way. There was no way that he was gonna get past it. And I'm like, wow, this is even as like an interpretation. Like, even if this was, like, a weird, like, stylistic interpretation of, like, I'm going to take The Last Airbender and do it in my own style, it's just such an objectively stupid style to do anything in. I can't believe that movie.
I have no words. I have no words for that movie.
What?
No, it's not worth watching.
I haven't seen it, but no, I was just saying, is it worth, like, watching with friends to, like, fucking laugh about it? No?
Do you like Avatar? Do you like The Last Airbender?
I never actually got into it. Just because it was.
Then you can watch it. If you were a fan of that show at all, it's gonna hurt you watching that. Because the biggest problem is that they very much so specifically kind of put out like Aang is played by a white man. Aang is so obviously an Asian man. He's so obviously like an Asian person. Zuko is so obviously another person of Asian descent also. But then they just make him like Zuko's an Indian guy from Slumdog Millionaire. Don't ask me why.
That was weird.
And then Aang is this little white kid. And I'm just like, why?
Oh wow, that's weird.
Is
it worse than Dragon Ball Evolution? Would you say?
Ooh, those are comparable.
Oh my god, movie fight, movie fight.
That's a comparable fight right there.
Wow,
Dragon Ball Evolution's ridiculous, bro. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life, and I watch it often. Okay,
I think... all right, hold on. I think Dragon Ball Evolution is definitely worse. Like, it is definitely worse. It's Kingston. It's definitely worse, and I think you know
that. Evolution's bad, bro.
Evolution is really, like...
But I didn't pay money to see Evolution. That's the thing.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That's not a factor.
I understand that it stings more.
No. It's a factor. That creates scars. After I saw that movie, that's the first time I ever wanted to be like, I want my money back.
But
I've never said that. I saw fucking... What's the movie I saw that was horrible? And I watched it and I was like, I saw that Robin Hood movie. The Robin Hood came out like in 2011, and that movie was dick water. Are you talking about
Russell Crowe?
Yes. Movie was fucking complete
Is that the one
piss.
where, what's his fucking face, sings, that Nirvana song on the floating boat. Oh, I'm thinking. Oh no, hold on. I'm thinking of Peter Pan. Do you remember that fucking Hugh Jackman? Yo,
there's a Hugh Jackman Peter Pan.
so there's a. I can't remember. I can't believe I just remembered this. I swear to God, I think it's just called Pan because it was when they were making these one word like edgy kind of retellings of classic movies. But I swear to God, Hugh Jackman Nirvana.
It's the first thing that pops up on YouTube.
Hugh Jackman, Nirvana. He sings "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and he's Captain Hook and he's singing it with his horde of merry men. I don't know what the fuck fairy tale this is, but it's real and it's one of the most confusing things I think I've ever seen. They're watching it right now. They're watching it, so they're not saying anything because they're absorbing what I'm telling you. I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, you can go watch this yourself.
How come I didn't? How come I never knew about this?
They're going hard. Don't get me wrong. It sounds pretty good.
You're fucking
and it's
stupid.
Cool.
You're fucking
It's
stupid.
cool. It's atmospheric.
Singing in unison like that, like an actual chorus, is fun. But what the fuck is in this context?
I have no idea.
There's a bunch of filthy fucking miners fucking singing.
Yo, the boats are flying, bro. There's a flying boat.
What fucking year is this supposed to be?
I think this is 2006. I don't know, man. It's a real thing though.
Oh wow, I can't believe I've never seen this before.
I'm actually shocked. I feel like I've definitely mentioned it, but because this has been on my mind for years, I have not been able to successfully remove this clip from my memory, because it's so vivid. He also just looks really silly as Captain Hook. It's not that good of a design.
He's supposed to be Blackbeard.
I never would have knew this existed if you didn't say anything.
Oh, is he Blackbeard?
Yeah.
I mean, he with fucking Chinese armor? What the hell? What are you talking about?
They said it. They said he's Blackbeard.
Oh,
they
weird.
Said it.
I don't
I'm
know.
just like,
why does he look like a fuck? He looks like Nobunaga. He looks like Nobunaga.
He
Nobunaga
does.
Oda.
He's like a
what
samurai.
The fuck? He totally, dude. That's totally. If you look up Nobunaga Oda, and how they usually depict him with feathers on his shit too and black armor. What the fuck is this?
It looks like Destiny armor a little bit to me, because there's a Titan armor piece that looks a lot like this with the furry.
Yeah, with the frilled coat.
With the
like
coat,
Shax's, right? Is it in the Shax's? Is the Lord Shax's kind of armor? I think?
It's kind of.
Now. Entertain.
I just love that song. I think this goes hard, honestly.
It's a good song, but I can't even describe how baffling this is in the context of the film. It is one of the most it comes out of fucking nowhere, and you're just like, what? It has no bearing either. It's not even thematically relevant. It's just weird. But
that's what I'm like. Why are they singing that? Are they all? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That goes hard. I'd watch it again. I'm watching it again when I'm done. Actually,
what were we even talking about?
I don't remember. We're talking about dubs. And
none
shit,
of those
not
are
turning it
teens
sound.
anyway. I'm sorry. okay, I'm done with it. I'll put it away.
What were we talking about? What led us here?
We were talking about anime, and then it somehow got to Peter Pan somehow.
No, you said there was a movie. There was a 2011 movie that you saw.
Oh, Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Oh,
Robin
Robin
Hood,
Hood.
right.
With Russell Crowe, and then it
That movie
reminded
was
you
so
of Peter
fucking
Pan.
dickwater. That movie was so fucking dickwater.
I felt bad because I gifted that movie to somebody for Christmas.
That's so fucking terrible.
That's almost as bad as the Scorpion King 2 specifically on Blu-ray.
Did someone get you that before? I thought you said a story about that where someone got you Scorpion
No.
King 2 on Blu-ray.
This is a classic sketch comedy video from 2007 that I have not.
Oh
been
my
able
gosh,
to get.
Balloon Shop.
Yeah, Balloon Shop.
Yeah, I remember.
Dude, my fucking friend 2 years in a row gifted me Kid Rock albums for my birthday. I was so mad. I was like, what the... the first time I was like, okay, because it was the album with Ball with the Ball or whatever, and I was like,
Oh my
I
god.
I was like, I don't know, that's catchy, I get. I don't fucking like Kid Rock. I never give a fuck about Kid Rock.
Do people?
Everything was wrong with him.
Do people like Kid Rock? I don't think
Southern-
I've
Said
ever.
everything's wrong with him?
Southern
Did you just say everything's wrong with him?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my fucking god. That's so
Dude,
insane.
he's okay. So he's this Southern guy that didn't grow up in the South. He's from fucking Detroit or some shit. That pretends that he was oh, I'm fucking some dirty South American rocker guy, but then he also raps. He's the weirdest. It's such a niche thing that took off, and I can't believe it took off.
Did you guys not watch Rock of Love? I watched that shit after fucking Flavor of Love.
That was Brett. That was Brett Michaels.
Yeah, was that Bret Michaels?
That's not Chris Rock?
No.
Oh, the same dude.
They're not the same people.
I thought they look alike. They look alike to me, definitely. They definitely look alike to me.
Dude, Bret Michaels is fucking just some balding asshole that would wear a bandana all the time. And
well, he wasn't bald during the show, I think. Was he?
Oh, he was definitely bald. You've never seen him without. Look at Bret Michaels without a hat. He's bald as shit.
Damn.
I mean, he may not be now because technology's pretty good, but
he's still here, right? He didn't die yet.
Yeah,
I don't think so. No.
I think we would have heard of it.
No, it has only like really talented people.
You know,
die. Like,
you know who died recently? That like we forgot.
No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
No, I was actually.
He has hair.
No. I was
He has hair.
What are you talking?
He's
Who
bald.
died?
He's bald. Kingston.
But I see hair. I see it. When I was watching the show, I saw him with hair. I swear to God.
He never was without his fucking bandana, dude.
I see him with hair.
Where's
see
his
hair
bandana?
on his head. It's on his head. The bandana's on his head with his hair.
Kingston
the bandana's in front of his head.
Kingston
That's
doesn't
fake news
understand.
hair, dude.
Yeah, Kingston doesn't understand object permanence.
Look, all I gotta say, look at Kid Rock. He's gonna look like Kid Rock, I bet.
No.
No.
He looks absolutely nothing like Kid Rock.
No,
What
he
the
doesn't.
fuck are you
He does
talking
not.
about?
He does not. That is me. That is me assuming white people that sing rock music all have long blonde hair.
Exactly.
That is exactly what I did. I'm so sorry.
He doesn't
I'm
even
so
sing rock music though. Like, what isn't Kid Rock like a fucking weird, like a country dude?
He does southern rock and like some rap. Like he's like fucking Run DMC and like he's like, I can't even say that. That's still disrespectful. It's like he's like Sugar Hill Gang and fucking I don't like a shitty fuck. I can't even say that. I was gonna try to like I can't compare him to anyone that's like kind of good.
That's so.
I was gonna say Leonard Skinner, but like even saying they're a shitty Leonard, I think a shitty Leonard Skinner would be pretty good because they're actually pretty. They're like fucking amazing,
Yeah.
which I don't give them enough credit. I never like. I'm like I don't. They put out some really good shit that's like, and then I just don't probably because they're just like rednecks and shit. I think that's what it is. It's like a
You
weird
can't
thing.
respect him. You're gonna respect him so much as they're rednecks. I feel you.
It's hard to
It's
get.
just like
it's hard to get past.
It's like such a and like, I know some people that are pretty country, pretty backwoods or whatever.
Bumpkins?
But yeah, I know some people like that, but there's just like a whole thing that's kind of tied to the Confederacy that's so. I don't like it. I
know, dude. I've met a bunch of people who are like fucking because we lived upstate New York, right?
Yeah.
And like, there were bumpkins where we lived. There were like some fucking Hicksville bumpkins, especially because I lived and went to school in Poughkeepsie, so I was like I cut through like most of Whatcom County from where I lived. So I met people along the way that were like people from like fucking like a place called Spack and Kill, or like a place called It was where Onion Town was. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Dover or Clover, Dover.
I don't know, something like that. It was in the woods. It was like there were a lot
And
of there were trailer parks. There were trailer parks up there.
There were so many people that talked like fucking like, listen here, John boy. Like I don't like they talk like that, but they're super fucking liberal, like really progressive people, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
That's hilarious. That reminds me of that fucking guy.
That?
That reminds me of that guy, Colt of Dusty, that YouTuber.
Oh yeah,
because he's like hyper liberal, but he's like, oh goddamn, he's like, I'm from Mississippi, and I was like, dude, that's fucking weird.
You're
an anomaly, bro.
You're a fucking anomaly.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
So wild, man.
Yeah, he's like he just streams. Sometimes I pop in and see what the fuck he's talking about because I don't know, I can't resist.
I can't
fucking resist.
I thought he was dead, like Dr. Drew.
You still got it in. You still had to work it in somehow, did you? It's pretty good.
No, but fucking
your obsession for Dr. Drew's death is admirable.
Thank you.
You're gonna get so many tweets when he actually.
I
dies,
know. I know. I'm really not looking forward to that day, but at the same time, I kind of am. Imagine I'm trending like along with Dr. Drew because everybody thinks I killed him.
We will make that happen. We'll make sure everybody fucking.
You don't want that to happen. You think you want that to happen.
So here's the thing.
Chris Reagan killed Dr. Drew. It
is in my best interest that Dr. Drew stays alive for as long as possible because I want to keep tricking people into thinking he's dead. Like I want to do that for a very, very long time. I don't want this to end anytime soon. I want to trick my kids into thinking he's dead. Like I don't want to.
You want to trick your kids into thinking he was dead before they were born.
No. That he died currently, like every single week. And
When are you expecting?
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I don't know what the fuck we were even talking about at this point. But
Heard you're expecting, Chris.
huh?
What?
I hope not.
I heard different. I'm just saying.
What the fuck are we talking about? Expecting what? To die?
You don't know what that means when someone says you're expecting?
Like you're having your with child?
Yeah.
Good luck, bro.
Damn.
Good luck, bro.
You don't think Chris would make a good father?
I don't
Holy
think
shit.
anyone I know genuinely has a mentality to be a parent yet, because we're of our generation.
Yeah,
Our generation, we're just not. We're not built for kids.
we're
just not
very
built for kids yet.
We're a very individualistic generation. Like we all kind of want to. I feel like our generation really does. It's like go out and do the thing for yourself and like be fucking. Like be a mogul, be a not a mogul necessarily, but like an independent kind of person who like goes and does their own fucking thing. And I feel like a kid is just so inherently like contradictory to that because a kid is just cooperation. I don't know how to cooperate with myself, really. Like so cooperating with another person.
I wake up sometimes and I can't figure out why I'm upset. How the fuck am I gonna raise a kid?
Yeah, no,
I
exactly.
can't figure out what's wrong. I'm like,
That's bad.
I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed by something, but I can't put my finger on it.
But that's the thing. It's like I feel like our parents probably were like even less prepared. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because there's less information. There's less information that they. I guess the economy was better, and they my parents got to actually buy things with their minimum wage salary. But
Good point.
But aside from that, it's like I don't know, like they didn't have nearly as much information about how the world works or like how to succeed as I do. But at the same time, it's just like there's no way. Like I look at a kid and I'm like, fuck, that is a scary amount of responsibility.
That is like not yet. That is like not yet for me. Like I want one down the line, but like, my brakes are pumped.
I'll rent one.
I don't want to rent.
You'll rent a child. I feel like I would never be ready until it happens. You know? Like, I feel like I'll never feel ready. Like, to be honest,
that's probably the case with most things like that, where it's like,
yeah, absolutely.
Because I remember like one time when I had like a scare where like we thought it was pretty likely that was the case, and I remember being like, oh man, I don't want that to happen, but I guess that's just my life now. Like I was ready to just be like, all right, I guess that's it. I guess I just have to fucking figure out how to raise a kid. And I was actually like totally like weirdly unfazed by it. You know, even though this was like years and years ago. This was like when I was like 24 or something, like when I was like in no condition.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I think
absolutely not.
So I do think it's like it might just be one of those things where it's like right now, it's like if I was to make the active decision, I would be like no. But if it were to happen, I'd be like, all right, well, I guess I'll figure this out. Because I don't know, like it just seems like something that like you might as well like get this over with when it happens.
For me, I realized at a very young age that parents are just children. They're just children with children. Like I realized that at a very young age. My sister had her first kid at like 18, and I realized that I saw my sister, who was definitely not a person of sound mind and like a very responsible person, like have a kid, and I was like, anyone can do this.
Yeah.
Like anyone can just have a kid.
One of my cousins just had a kid, and he is still insane. Like I remember him being like this, like insane cousin of mine who would always just like, just a strange family member that would just come over and he would like make everybody laugh and he'd be insane. He'd have all these like ridiculous stories and like he's like, oh yeah, I built a cabin in the woods and I left it there. You know, it's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And he has a kid now. He had a kid recently, and I'm like, what? Are you different? And he's like, nah, man. He's like, and he's the same fucking person. And I'm just like, I guess you just do these things. I guess these things just sort of happen to people, and it's like they just sort of make do. But I don't know. If I'm really thinking about it, I can't imagine it. But I know like if that situation were to arise, I'd just be like, whatever, because I was totally fine fucking when I was way less prepared.
Yeah, no, I'm not having. I don't want kids yet. I don't want kids yet. I don't want to worry about them I don't.
It's too bad.
But if your girlfriend, Kingston, if your girlfriend came to you and was like, I'm pregnant, I'm not going to get rid of it, what would you do?
I'd be very stressed.
You would be very stressed, but you'd probably just figure it out.
I'd be like, I
gotta
gotta
Mexico,
make the right
or are you
moves.
stepping up? You stepping up? You stepping up, or you moving to Mexico?
I have to.
I mean,
step
you don't.
up.
I
know I have to. I have to. I fucking sowed those seeds. I planted that fucking seed, so I gotta fucking deal with it. I might resent my kid a little bit because like, oh man, I want to do so much, but like, I would do it. I'd be like, well, hey, dude, what's up?
Move to fucking.
Me and you.
You can always move to fucking South America. Fucking start a fucking coffee fucking.
Coffee
harvesting, some
for
shit.
For me, I couldn't do it because like I couldn't sleep soundly knowing that like my kid is out because like I didn't have both my parents. I had my grandmother, so I didn't have my mom. My mom passed away, and my dad wasn't very in like the picture. So for me personally, I couldn't imagine doing that to my kid.
Yeah.
Does it happen?
No, I totally get it. No, I totally.
So
get
I'd be
it.
like, I guess I gotta.
So what if the choice is though? You either stay like somebody like gives you like crystal ball, like some fucking witch just comes up to you and like, hey, if you raise your child, he's going to become a serial killer. But if you abandon him, he will grow up to be like a fucking straight A Eagle Scout. What would you do?
God, obviously I'm gonna protect the planet and fucking not have a serial. Like I'm not gonna choose to raise my serial killer child because I feel like me choosing to raise him as not a serial killer would make him a serial killer, or me trying to raise him as a serial killer would just make him a serial killer.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how I'm gonna. I feel like I'm just the problem in that
Yeah,
situation.
Exactly.
you would be like, okay, son, so I received word from a wizard that you would turn out this way. These are snuff films. These are murders that happen. These are murders that I have on tape. Watch these now and understand that you're not supposed to do anything like this. And he just goes
At
like,
all.
whoa, this is
He's
cool.
like, this shit's rad.
I like this. Where's my cat? Puts the cat in a microwave and he's like, Dad, look what I did. I made lasagna and it's a cat in a microwave. You're like, what the fuck is this?
It's always the cat. It's always the cat.
It's always
It
the cat
is.
first. The dog's too big.
Dog's
Yeah.
big, and the
The
dog's
dog's
at
in
least
the teens. The dog's in the
kind of
teens.
like the cat's just laying there being a bitch. So you're like, fuck this cat.
Yeah.
And you just cook it.
You start off by kicking it in the chest real hard, make it hit a wall so it can't go anywhere. And you pick it up afterwards. You go do what you got to do with it.
I think Kingston's kid's just doomed to be a serial killer regardless.
I don't think so. My kids are half Lily, so they're gonna be good. They're
Sure,
gonna be
yeah.
good people.
How do you know?
Yeah,
How do you know she's not half serial killer?
Yeah.
I would assume she's not.
She might
I
be
don't
really
think-
good at hiding it, man.
She might be if she's hiding it, she is the best person at hiding any sort of malintent genes because she's so happy and smiling all the time that I couldn't imagine her being evil at all.
That's usually what they say about serial
But
killers.
people also have said the same shit about me when I was younger. Oh, you seem so happy, and it's like, yeah, you're wrong.
I mean, they say that
You're wrong.
that
There's a
shit.
darkness inside of me.
They say that shit about serial killers all the time. It's like, I wouldn't have expected him. He was
No,
so
they
nice
said that
and so
about
charming.
they said that about white kids that end up going crazy when they probably could tell they just didn't want to say shit. Like, oh man, he was a straight A student. I never saw him doing anything like that. And then come to find out, in grade school he was fucking twisting little kids' penises and shit like that, like fucking ball tapping kids and shit. Like, oh wow, you guys didn't see this? Why are all these accounts talking about him being the worst person in school?
No. But they say that about like serial killers are like notoriously like charming people. They're that's like a pretty common thing with them. It's like they like people don't see it coming from those people because they just manage to hide it so well because they're fucking
dude.
master manipulators.
All I'm
Yeah,
saying is this: when you meet someone who's off, you can feel it. You can
I
feel
mean,
it
there's
in
certain
the air.
people you
No,
can
no,
feel.
no, no, no,
There's
no.
certain, there's certain people.
I disagree with that entirely. I think that there are some.
I've met people who have been off, and I could taste
Yeah,
it.
well, that's because they're bad at hiding it. You know the people when you meet somebody who's off and bad at hiding the fact that they're off. Yeah, it's obvious that they're off. That fucking kid in my fucking high school
Fat Ed?
Fat Ed who fucking who fucking typed on an empty monitor that was like completely off and like whispered stop to himself. Yeah, I could
What's he up
tell.
to?
I could tell that there was something a little bit off about him, but. Like, there are people that I knew in high school that ended up doing fucking wild shit that I'm like, whoa, that person? Totally
You know what's
surprised.
scary? What's worse is that what if I'm off too, and I could tell they're off because I'm off. it's just like tuning into a similar wavelength. It's like, oh shit, you're crazy, and you're like, how do you know that? I think because I'm crazy too.
He looks at you and you start thinking his words in his voice.
And he nods at me exactly what I'm thinking. And he's like,
It's fucking telepathy.
Oh no.
I'll tell you what, all you need to do if you have a kid and you don't want one is just move to Texas and then everybody will assume that you're dead because Texas is getting fucked right now
By
by
fucking 18 state snowstorm.
dude, Texas, like I've seen some. I saw this photo. Like I retweeted it. You can find it on my Twitter if you're listening to this show. Like, if you listen a couple days back, I think what is it? The 16th, February 16th. I tweeted it. It is this picture of a fucking ceiling fan with icicles dripping down it.
Yeah, it's like in the halls of an apartment complex.
Yeah, in Texas. It's like, holy fucking shit. They're getting. I think they're like. I read like a report earlier. It's like 4 million people without power in Texas.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up because I have a friend in Texas, and I was like, "Hey, you good?" Haven't heard back in hours. Like,
oh my god, that's actually scary.
Yeah, I was
dude.
like, oh shit.
Hey, you good?
I saw so many.
Just nothing.
I saw so many fucking tweets of people like, who here lives in like New York and still has power and has their heat on, and it's like, yo, fuck you, dude. That's so shitty. Like, you gotta know that it's like, it's not like, it's funny. Okay, listen, like when Californians are walk outside and it's like 55 degrees and they're like, it's freezing. That's funny because it's just like, come on, like it's not that cold really. Even as somebody who's acclimated to the temperature out here, like 55 is fine. But when you're living in like a state that is usually fucking scalding and the buildings are built for that temperature and there's like no insulation around the pipes, they're not built to sustain this amount of cold and moisture and all this shit. That's not a joke. Like, that's not like, I'm not saying you can't joke about it. You can joke about whatever the fuck you want, but like, it's not the same as like somebody in California complaining about it being cold when it's 60 degrees. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
hilarious.
It is fucking crazy. I have never in my life, I've lived in I've experienced sub-zero, and I have never seen icicles dripping from a fucking ceiling fan.
I've never, when I was little, I didn't understand how that formed. I would see that shit and I'd be like, how does that happen? Water would just fall. Duh, it doesn't freeze. Someone made this.
Wait a minute. What?
I'm like, whatever water's freezing, it would just fall down. How the fuck is this happening? I was also like 7 when I first started seeing that shit like on movies where people would have like fucking like snot sickles, or there'd be like people like outside in cartoons and there'd be like fucking like little icicles hanging from something. I'm like, that's impossible.
You're talking
water
about
just falls.
You're talking about just the general concept of ice.
The general concept of ice hanging from something,
like
dude.
being stuck and like hanging, not just
hanging
falling.
down.
I understand
And
what
it's like, how the
a
fuck
dumb
does that
kid wouldn't
happen?
understand that.
I
yeah.
thought you were talking about specifically like ice hanging from a ceiling fan, and you were like, when you were a kid and you saw that, like you didn't understand. And I was like, I just saw this for the first time today. Like I have never
like just seeing ice dangling, ice hanging down, like fucking stalagmites or tights, whichever one it is, blew my mind. I was like, I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
How does
you
it
can
freeze
leave
like
your
that?
freezer open for a while, and everything will start to get all fucked up, and then close it, and it'll make some icicles.
Do you remember that?
Wow.
Do you remember that? Like, there's some fridges that are still like that, but I remember like, because my freezer is just like a colder fridge. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. But like, I remember my aunt had in the Bronx, she had a fridge and she had like an ice box that was like literally like the edges of the compartment
frozen.
were like frozen, and it was like actually like ice. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Is that like a thing that you can choose?
I don't even know.
Was that
we lived all over and we haven't chose a fridge yet, honestly, so I don't know if that really works like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now.
I don't fucking know.
I just realized, is that like a different type of fridge? Is that like a... I'm getting off topic. I don't know, man. The fucking... the Texans being in fucking serious distress because this storm... the storm you showed me earlier was like that stretches from Texas to New York.
18 states, bro. It's 18. It says it's from Texas to, I think, Maine.
That's crazy. That is inconceivable.
18, bro. 18 states. 18. That's fucking unbelievable. That's comic. That's comical.
If you sometimes you can see some fucking. Sometimes look at the globe and look at some hurricanes and shit. When they're not over a continent,
dude.
And if they made it, they would just cover like everything.
There's hurricanes because hurricanes get stronger the longer they travel off like water. So by the time, and then when it gets closer to water, they get dispersed slightly as they get closer. But some of them are like comedic, like eastern seaboard, like fucking like gone, like all of Florida, Louisiana, Atlanta, and all that shit. It just blows my mind. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like I really feel bad for like because they just really just genuinely weren't expecting this, and they had no reason to expect this. This is like some crazy.
You know what's fucked up?
What?
A lot of people just moved to Texas.
I know.
Yep.
Like that's so fucked up.
Cosmically unfortunate. Not yeah. I think wasn't Dave Rubin saying something about
Step
like
your
no.
weight up. That's all.
No, Dave Rubin still lives in LA, I think. Like, but people were like begging him to move to Texas. Like, get out of there, come to Texas where it's better. And like now, no one has power over there, and they're fucking freezing to death. Like, actually, people are dying. Like, it's actually like a serious fucking thing. They don't got heat.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being? Yeah. Can you imagine like genuinely like Kingston? Imagine being in like a building in New York in the middle of winter in a building with no insulation, with no heat.
Death.
You're dead. You're a dead person. You're a dead man.
You'd fall asleep and you would die.
Yeah, at least. Well, I guess in New York you could just go to the subways. Subways are pretty warm, but
yeah, but you gotta fight the rats and the fucking subway dwellers, man.
The rats. I was gonna say the rats are probably like the least of your problems when you go into the subway and
the subway dwellers. No, you gotta you gotta get through the rats. You gotta fucking barter with the rats and they'll let you pass. And then you gotta deal with the rats. You gotta deal with the subway dwellers, and they're the ones that are gonna be like, "You've encroached on my land. Do you have X amount of gold to give me to be able to go past this point? You're not going to have the funds, and you're going to have to fight and kill a homeless person."
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Honestly, man. Heavy the head, man.
Yeah. Heavy the head.
Heavy the head, man.
Oh, my God. But anyway, if you're a listener or a viewer or a fan in Texas, hope you're doing well. Hope you're fucking...
Yeah,
I really, sincerely...
Hope you don't your last... you know. Like,
yeah.
Hopefully
hope you don't
stay
eat
alive.
your last That's so fucking crazy.
If you're if you're a Texan who is subscribed to our Patreon, don't unsubscribe in case you die, because that's like a good latent revenue stream. That'd be pretty cool to.
That's so insensitive. Imagine all the bullshit that's happening in the world right now, and then bam, snowstorm. You don't got any fucking lights. It's like, what the fuck? I lost my job. My kid has COVID. I've had COVID twice. I beat it. I almost lost a second time. Now I have no fucking heat.
Do you think about? Well, I guess you don't, Sweeney, because you haven't really been around that long, and you haven't been making content in the same way. But do you ever think about like Derek, like how many subscribers of yours are like dead? Like what percentage of them have like just died?
I thought about that before.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's enough people follow you. Like, dude, some of these people are probably dead. That's fucked up. That's fucking morbid to think of.
I've been on YouTube for 14 years. So like that's a pretty decent amount of time where like I'm pretty certain at least like I want to say like 10% of those people are dead or functionally dead, where they're like like somewhere where like they got sold into some like fucking crazy like Bavarian scheme where they're like being harvested for their organs. Like Bavarian I don't know, man.
Scheme. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's up to you, man. It's up to your imagination. Whatever. The Bavarian scheme is the real Bavarian scheme was the friends that we made along the way, I think.
The real scheme.
And the only other thing that I guess I wanted to touch on was fucking Zack Snyder's releasing his fucking 7-hour godforsaken Jurassic
Snyder
Park.
Cut.
What did he make? Fucking
Justice League.
He's releasing
Justice League. I like that. I like that.
He's releasing a fucking, what is it, like a 4-hour cut of this movie that everybody hated back in the day, because apparently
the
it's not
non-Josh Whedon version.
Yeah, Josh Whedon's fucking Whedon. He's got canceled.
Yeah, because dude, look at Joss Whedon. He's always been one of those dudes that's like, I'm doing this shit to impress the ladies. And now fucking he reaps what he sow, because like there was I forgot which actor, but one of them, it might have even been like Buffy or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
SMG? Sarah Michelle Gellar, SMG.
No. Don't say that. You fucking... I can't believe you just
SMG,
fucking
bro.
Abbreviated Sarah Michelle Gellar to SMG. You fucking psychopath.
I've never heard of that before.
I'm a psychopath. That's her fucking abbreviation. I watched Buffy growing up. They called her SMG. All the news things refer to as SMG. Call me
a fucking woman, dude.
So what? So what? I know who I am.
SMG, the first thing, you know what I think of when I think of SMG? I think of submachine gun, because that's what an SMG is.
Yes, and then after that, I go to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That is wild, but okay. I'll accept this reality, but, like, I disagree with it.
You're being a fucking Lufkrauser right now, man.
But, but yeah, fucking, so, yeah. No, what's funny about, is this okay to say? Joss Whedon has always been, like, Weinstein adjacent in a weird way, where it's like, how do I put this? If you took Joss Whedon and Harvey Weinstein and put them on each end of an Animorphs spectrum, I don't think that there would be much shift. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
even
so fucking wild.
I just think Harvey's just the final boss, and like fucking like in Street Fighter fucking Alpha 3, Bison's fucking hard. He's stage 10. But Joss Whedon's 9. Like, he's pretty fucking hard. But you can whoop him. You can whoop him on a good day. I put him like on that. The level isn't too much, but Harvey Weinstein is fucking Bison, dude. Like, he's
fucking Bison, dude.
he's
fucking.
Harvey Weinstein is Devil Kazuya. From fucking Tekken 2.
He's Devil Kazuya.
But you're just like, God fucking damn it, bro. You can't fight him fair. You're at the point where you're like, I'm gonna cheat to beat you. I don't care who sees me doing this. I'm gonna keep doing the same move. I'm gonna get you in the corner. I'm gonna keep punching you low, keep punching you low, keep punching you low. Take my 35 minutes to beat the fucking fight. I don't give a shit.
But dude, like, seriously, there was vibes because there was a lot of that's what I always feel sus about people that are the most vocal about certain things, where I'm like, you're projecting, there's something going on here. When people step out of their way to be so overbearing about whatever they're advocating, whatever it is. And Joss was one of those people. And so I've always I'm like, this guy, he rubs me the wrong way. But that's beside the point, though. He just really fucked up Justice, even though Justice League wouldn't have been much better if it was just the regular Snyder shit, because Batman vs. Superman was a pile of shit. Even though I will say,
I like them. I like this league. I like Batman vs. Superman. I actually did like that movie. I didn't think it was great. I watched it and I was like, this is fine.
Come on, dude.
I didn't hate it. I was just
dude,
like, this is
come
stupid.
on, dude.
Look,
come on.
Okay. Let me explain. The whole Martha thing was stupid. I thought that he looked kind of ridiculous, but I was like, it's just whatever, I guess. I wasn't expecting a fucking magnificent performance because of the fact that how the fuck are you just going to introduce Batman in a series where Superman already is everything's just going on? Like, I was like, oh, this is just going to be dumb.
Sweeney, did you see part 1 and 2 of the animated The Dark Knight Returns?
Yes, I read the comic too.
We don't even need to read the comic. The comic's cool. The comic, yeah, but I'm just saying, as far as seeing something, because
I was like, but I was like, this is definitely not going to be the same thing. This is going to be based off Man of Steel. I was like, it's not going to be this.
No. He specifically drew fucking inspiration from that. He said that himself.
Yeah,
and it was nothing like it.
I was like, oh, this is dumb. This is dumb. Cool. And I watched it. And I was like, this is all right,
you killed Chris. You killed him. Because of your stupid take.
I could not. Like, I was like, look, I did not go into that movie expecting it to be anything worth. It wasn't going to be Hush. It wasn't going to be Nightfall. It wasn't going to be anything. I was going to be like, oh, this is going to be insane.
Dude,
I was like, oh,
none of these.
Sat down and I watched it and I was like, whoa, this is dumb.
Look, what I expected was what I expected out of Civil War, Infinity War. Just fucking action.
No, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Superheroes fucking each other up. That's all I expected. Everything.
I didn't expect that. I was like, this is going to be bad.
No, the way the trailer was put together, there was no indication that it was going to be. Because, like, say, here's an example. Man of Steel. That movie's bad for a lot of reasons. A lot of people will give it, like, it's bad for this reason. It's bad for this. As far as what I expected out of it, I got it. I got Superman fucking a lot of shit up. I got fucking all of his Kryptonian people fighting. There was criticism that, there's too much action. Every other scene's action. I'm like, that's all I want. Like Fast and Furious. People are like, these are shitty action films. I'm like, exactly. I just want cars to explode and The Rock to fight cars or whatever the fuck's happening. That's all I want. That's all I want.
One thing I will say about Man of Steel is that those fights felt like Dragon Ball fights. You know what I mean?
They were.
Like actually feel like straight up.
like
People getting
them.
knocked the fuck away.
Dude,
I like that. I actually like that movie genuinely.
I don't like that movie. I like it's an aesthetically pleasing movie. Like it doesn't bother me to see it, but I wouldn't sit through it again. But
I like it for what it is.
those fights are like I remember this one distinct scene where like those Kryptonians come down and it's like the short lady and the big dude and it's like, dude, that's Nappa and Vegeta, like totally. Like it's just
dude,
it's beyond, like it looks exactly like Nappa and Vegeta coming down to fuck shit up in the fucking Saiyan saga. It's crazy.
That scene was fucking badass. Like that's what I want out of my superhero films.
Okay.
Is just like what they were doing in Marvel. I hated the joke parts where they're just trying to be funny. That's stupid as shit. But like, just throw action at me. That's all I want. I don't need philosophical stuff. I don't need to be, stimulated in a philosophical. I don't like Scorsese says. These are like theme parks. The way that they are, like they're thrills, and then you get off. You're done. And I'm like, perfect. I'm cool with that. I don't need it to be like, oh, in this scene, it's much deeper. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, nobody shows
it's
up.
Iron Man. He's shooting lasers. Shut the fuck up.
For me, look, okay. When I watch a comic book movie, right, I'm like, oh, I know this character, right? If I know this character, I want my character to be like the character I know. At least in some instance, like, oh, this character reminds me of who they are. For instance, Tom Holland. Tom Holland's a good actor, He plays a kid very well, but he does not play a Peter Parker Spider-Man from the comics very well at all. He plays a fan. He plays a fan of the Avengers who is more of a modern Spider-Man, which I give him credit for. I don't particularly like his Spider-Man, but I'm like, all right, you know what? He's doing his thing. He's not acting badly, and he fits into the world. Cool. For Batman vs. Superman, there is no possible way that movie was going to be good or have any merit because of the fact that how the fuck is Batman's first interaction with Superman going to be them fucking each other up? Batman and Superman are friends. They have history. So they need to get to a boiling point where Superman's like, yo, I could kill you at any moment, but I don't want to. And Batman's like, I'm doing this because you won't get out of my way. You need that interaction for that to work.
Here's I understand your sentiment, dude. I do.
It was just like, this is dumb. But I
was okay with how because first of all, BVS was set up the way in the way. VBS suffered from the criticism of Man of Steel. It got to Snyder, and it was also coupled with he was at a dark moment in his fucking life. So it suffered because of those reasons. One of the biggest criticisms of Man of Steel from a lot of the fucking normies, they're so looking to old school Superman, 70s shit, 80s shit, whatever, and they're like, oh, I hate what this is. I can't believe Superman killed all this shit. Oh, the action's too fast. Everything that he was criticized for, he changed in BVS. And then also, because they're like, oh, Superman destroyed everything. All the building, everything's fucked up. So then that made that the major plot point for Batman to hate Superman. That you killed all of these people. You're a threat and you need to be dealt with. Which actually makes sense. And it actually makes sense that they actually acknowledge that. I'll give them that. But he only acknowledged that shit and made that a plot point because of the criticism. And it's like, it just ruined the whole thing. The action is like they're underwater. When Batman and Superman finally fought, it is the slowest, most fucking underwhelming shit. And I'm just like, the only good thing in BVS is the warehouse scene when he's saving Martha. That fucking action scene is badass. And if that was just replayed for 2 hours, I would have loved the film. Because that's all I wanted.
People. I like when he was killing people. I was like, yes, good. Batman's killing people. I was like, thank God. I was like, thank God he's killing people. Wow, I'm enjoying this. This is good. Wow.
I'm just saying, like, if you go back and watch the warehouse scene, which I'm sure is on YouTube,
I've watched that movie like 3 times, dude. Like it's
a fucking great scene. I'm like, this is Batman. This is Arkham Asylum. This is Batman kicking ass. Fucking getting his ass kind of kicked a little bit too, because he's kind of overwhelmed with a lot of people, but he still fucks everybody up like majorly. And I was like, this is awesome. Why wasn't this the whole fucking movie? Like, it just, I don't care what the talk. Oh, I'm mad at you, Superman.
Yeah,
whatever.
You're not going to a DC comic book movie for The Irishman. Like I don't, like I don't, like I don't need, I don't need Superman to have this fucking complex, fucking character arc or any like it just Superman just fucking just be fast and strong and shit like whatever. I don't give a
Punch
shit.
fucking stuff. Really, dude. Punch Batman really fucking fast. Like hard. Like dude, that scene. I'm telling you. And look, I will say I'm a little bit more biased.
Yo, how funny would it have been if
what's
they fucking interact and then Batman punches or Superman punches Batman into space, he dies, and that's the end of it. Like it's just,
that's it.
I would have fucking applauded with that. Remember in the last Dark Tank, we were talking about stupid shit like that with movies. Like if they just do like some real subversion of expectations, like some shit that's so wild that you just applaud.
Batman attacks Superman. Superman holds him to the floor, takes a gun out, and kills him with a gun. He takes a shotgun out. He forces Batman to the ground, and Batman can't fight back, and he's scared. And he puts the shotgun on his cheek, and he's like, "No!" and blows his head off. That's it.
Superman
takes him to crime alley and does it.
Yo,
he drags him there, dude.
Superman with a gun is hilarious. that is a. Can someone hold on? Can someone in the audience who's artistically inclined, please? I want to see Superman with a gun, any gun you want.
But it has to be like no. It has to be like a 22
shotgun.
It has to be. I want it to be a fucking like 22. Like it's something that's so fucking just antithetical. Like it does not make sense for Superman to have. Just
like a Luger. Give him a Luger.
give him a Luger.
The thing about Superman is that Superman, that's the time where a gun is the least, like a gun in Superman's hand is the least scary thing about Superman. That's why do you have a gun? Like what do you need that for?
It's fucking great.
I
love that concept.
With a fucking sawed off shotgun, fucking Superman, and it's him peeling his chest off, peeling his fucking shirt off, and you see like the S, and then he's got a gun in his hand. That's so American.
A shitload of guns under his trench coat and shit.
Yeah. That's like that scene in that one Superman movie, the Christopher Reeve ones, where he pulls the S off of his chest and like captures someone with it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's like that was also a Family Guy joke too, like where it was like a whole like Family Guy spiel about like him throwing this cellophane S off his chest and capturing somebody, but like he keeps his gun under the S and he just like it's like what the fuck are you doing, Clark?
He
fucking runs. He just fucking runs. He chases down people.
Yeah,
you know, I gotta tell you, that's pretty fucking terrifying knowing that Superman could like turn you into pink mist at any moment, but he's just running after you at a speed where he's barely creeping up on you. I think that's way worse.
That is actually
he's running just slightly faster than you. Like he's calculated running just a little bit faster than you, so he's just catching up.
That is
it's a chase.
Yeah, that is a wild concept. I know there was that movie Brightburn about like an evil Superman, but that was really just about like a superpowered kid is evil or whatever. It was
psychopath, yeah.
Yeah, the idea of like Superman, or even like an evil Superman, but like toned down just a little bit to not be like just overly murderous, but like enough to be like
just
like
criminal,
like psychologically like frightening. Like the idea is like, yeah, this dude's like chasing you down an alley and he could just zoom through you. But he's just playing with you. Like he's
telling you get back here. Like he's like, get the fuck over here, get over. He's like screaming at you.
He even like pretends to fucking like let you get away.
Yeah,
he pretends to lose you.
Yeah, he pretends to lose you. Like you're hiding in like a trash can, and he walks past you, and he's like whistling, and he hops the fence over to the other side, and then you fall out, and then he just calmly turns around and like just hops the fence again, and he's like strolling. He pulls out his phone to like tweet something.
He pulls out his gun and he starts dancing like Pennywise did in It. Just starts dancing. He takes out a fucking 12 gauge and blasts your fucking knees off. And you're like, and then he puts the gun in your mouth and blows your head off.
That's scary.
I think we just revitalized Superman. I think we like made him really fucking viable and sellable for the DC Extended Universe. I think we did it.
The cinema. Yeah, we cinematically made Superman a better character.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get in contact with Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Maybe he can add it.
Call him tomorrow.
Maybe he can add it to the Snyder Cut.
Imagine it gets postponed because
of
us.
Did you guys see what fucking? Did you guys see what Justin Wang fucking tweeted?
What?
It's like,
no.
I can't believe they added this, and it's like, who are you? And then it shows Joker, and it's like, I'm the Joker, baby, because it shows that picture of Jared Leto, and I was
live
like,
in a society, dude.
please put that in the fucking film. That would,
baby.
that's it. I would be like, this is a masterpiece. Just that. I'd be like, oh, this film fucking sucks. And then they put that in there. I'd be like, I'm in. I'm back in. You hooked me.
You know what's wild about that Snyder Cut too is like there's a scene in the trailer where Joker's like, "We live in a society," like unironically.
They said it.
Like it actually is just a line that he says, and it's like that is hilarious. It's funny because that technically predates the meme because this was presumably shot a while ago. You know, like that's.
I think the meme came from that. But
No.
I think we didn't get that.
No, but that was not. Well, the meme just came from in general. Well, I guess if you want to get technical, it's a Seinfeld meme, but like. The We Live in a Society combined with the Joker was never like that wasn't from the Snyder Cut. Like no one had ever seen the Snyder Cut. That was from Joker from what's his face?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. And not that he said that, but like the general vibe of the movie was like we live in a society and like this
He
is the
said
problem with
something
society.
very similar to it though.
Yeah,
right before he blasted fucking
Joaquin
Oh
Phoenix.
yeah.
Joaquin?
Joaquin Phalanx. It's
Phalanx.
Yeah, he says like this is what do you get when you cross like an unstable person with a society that treats them like trash.
There it is. There it is.
Get what you fucking
He
deserve,
said-
and he
when
fucking
the
boinged
soci-
him.
I got a little blood in my dick when he said society. I was like, oh.
Yo, honestly, dude, like people kind of. I don't mean this as a pun, but like people clown on that movie a little bit, but because it's like it's like edgy and like whatever, and but Joker is great. Like I still think
It's
that Joker
super
was fucking
angsty.
awesome.
It's super angsty, like fucking like it, and it's a bit preachy at moments.
But it made me
Which
so
I'll admit-
uncomfortable in the theater. Like I still have yet to watch a movie that makes me that in a theater that made me as uncomfortable as that movie has made me.
Like, you
it's
think you're
fucking-
gonna get shot up or what?
No. Just like
I
the
did.
vibe of the fucking especially when he's at the talk show. Every time I've seen that movie like a couple times now, and every time that scene makes me uncomfortable, even though I know it's happening because it's just so well acted. But
Yeah,
Yo,
Robert De
if
Niro
I
like,
was
hey,
watching- if I
hey,
was watching
gabagool, gabagoobie.
Could you imagine like watching TV and seeing that happen on television? If I saw that on television, I'd laugh my ass off because I'd be so uncomfortable. I would
That's
start
fucked up, man.
giggling. I would start cackling because I'd be scared. If I
the
just
closest-
like Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve, and then someone gets shot live on that shit,
On the
you're like,
countdown or something.
What the fuck?
That's amazing.
Just in the middle of a
Yeah.
conversation, someone gets fucking blasted. I'd be like, whoa!
But that's but yeah, so that's you can look forward to watching fucking 17 hours of Justice League if that's something that you
Snyder
want to
Cut.
do. We'll see. I don't know. Like I
Justice
doubt
League-
I'll watch it.
Justice Leg Snyder Cut.
I really doubt that it's going to be any better, honestly. Like I just don't think
Absolutely.
you can salvage that movie, but
It's gonna be dumb. I'm gonna see
It's-
if it's
it's
good. I'll
not
give
g-
it's good. But if it's not, it's not. It might be better.
What upsets me is there's enough people that saw the Ultimate Edition of BVS and they said that salvaged it. That made me really fucking angry.
didn't
It really
salvage
did.
it.
There's a lot of people that said that. Fucking, I actually even had in-person arguments at VidCon with that, and I'm just like, dude,
It makes it better. It improves.
I know exactly
Does not make
who
it-
I know exactly who
you know exactly. It's
what's funny is like I didn't have that conversation with him, but I know exactly who you would have that conversation with.
It made me so upset, dude. Because I'm just like, this, I feel like genuinely this is the reason why we get dog shit. Because there's enough people that are like, this is good. And I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
No.
it's hard though because it's like there is a mix. So I'm with you in the sense that like there are people who are definitely like too accepting of things, and then they're just like they just like consume. Movie Bob is kind of like that too, where he's like everything I love is fucking perfect, and you should support everything. It's like all right, well let's fucking calm down a little bit. But then at the same time, you also have other people who are like beyond nitpicky, you know.
Sure,
like to the point where it's
sure.
like I think the internet's made it worse, where people could just like kind of make a living being like really, really like CinemaSins.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
It's like those people who are like,
yeah.
It's just like, oh my god, like you don't have to hate literally everything. Like it's not a personality trait. Like hating it. You're not Raven from fucking Teen Titans. All right,
You're
you're a
just a
fucking
dickhead.
human being.
He's a dickhead, you know.
But yeah, I don't know. It's there's a middle ground to be had where you could be excited for something and acknowledge that it's not perfect, but still enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah,
just to see what it's like.
I might give it a shot. I haven't liked a single DC. I didn't even like Shazam or like fucking Wonder Woman.
Shazam was funny.
Or
Shazam was funny.
I liked the first Wonder Woman. I liked
Shazam
it, actually.
too.
the first Wonder
I like
Woman
Aquaman
was
too, actually.
the first Wonder Woman was almost a movie that I liked, but then it ended with like a really dumb fucking monster fight, and I was just like, all right.
The last fight when fighting
Ares.
not Hades, Ares. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That was annoying, but I liked it because it was mainly a war film, and those are usually like they're hardly ever bad.
No, yeah, that's fair. I do think I just think they almost had like a really good one. You know what I mean? Like they were really close. Like I thought the idea of like her killing the bad guy and then like nothing changes. I thought that was actually like a really cool idea, but then they just kind of had to shoehorn this this like fucking 10-foot tall, fucking 17-foot tall demon out of nowhere because Wonder Woman needed something to fucking lasso and
yeah, it was
fucking, I don't know.
Did you guys see 1984? The fucking Wonder Woman 1984 or whatever.
During your we talked about it during your Twitter trash. I think we spoke about it. Or we talked about it on here. How this like fucking Trevor's whoever his name is fucking got usurped some other fucking guy's body. And
we did talk about
the
it.
Guy's body. Yeah.
We talked about it after we recorded it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. But anyway.
I wasn't.
Yeah, we don't need to get into it.
Yeah, so that's a movie you can see. We're gonna move on to questions.
Let's do it.
We've actually gone pretty long on topics. Actually, I didn't think we would spend that much time. But
really, how much time?
Yeah.
Are we at?
Shit, yeah.
But we got we're an hour and 26. So we got some questions here. Game Controller 25 wrote in. Says, "Dear the Offensive 3, you guys talked a lot about fighting games in episode 58, which awoken the FGC in me. What is that? What is FGC?
Freaking gay
Fighting
cat.
game competitor.
Oh, competitor, right. With that being said, which fighting games are your favorite? Which do you have the best moment or memory from? For me, it's Guilty Gear, made by the same people who did Dragon Ball FighterZ. The series made air combos fucking great, with a badass soundtrack to go with it. Stay safe and don't drop that motherfucking combo.
Guilty Gear is like the anime gatekeepers of fighing games.
Like Blaze Blue, dude.
It happens a lot. Like people are like, "Oh, fucking, you're in a fighting game. You never play Guilty Gear." I'm like, "Shut up, bitch. Shut up. I just don't have time. I don't have time to play everything."
Yeah.
But I do. I know it's good from what I've heard.
If it's anything like Fighters, then I'm sure it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, because when I first saw Fighters, I was like, "Oh, clearly that's where the fucking style's from."
The art style and the motion of the characters is very Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
They do Blaze Blue too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Blaze Blue also.
Sweeney would know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know a fighting game I don't play, but my favorite is definitely between Smash, Street Fighter, Third Strike. What else? Smash. I would say so. Smash PM is my favorite. I would say Street Fighter, Third Strike, and then I would go with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Those are like my babies.
Yeah, MVC 2 is definitely the pinnacle for me.
I would say that too. I think that I didn't expect to have a consensus actually.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is
it's actually kind of wild.
Capcom 2 is like the game's horribly balanced. A lot of characters are dog shit. It has a huge roster. Like you can play as pretty much anybody you can think of from like Capcom or fucking Marvel, and it's really cool. But the soundtrack, the aesthetic, how it's like 32-bit. Is that 32-bit technically?
No.
Is that 32 or is that 64?
What? No. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 wasn't a 64 game.
No, like 64-bit. It wasn't.
No,
it was PS2 and it came out on Dreamcast first, but then it was like PS2 after.
It came on Dreamcast, PS1, and shit like
PS2.
That.
Marvel vs. Capcom was on PS1, but then 2 was on PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast
and Xbox because that's where I played it. But
it got on. It wasn't not initially though.
Maybe not, but like I know I played it on Xbox.
But yeah, but definitely I remember playing it online.
I played it on 360. I played it on 360 also. I remember playing the fuck out of it.
But yeah, typically like bits stopped after PlayStation 1 and 64. Like after that, it's like I'm sure there's like some bit count, but they don't. That music doesn't necessarily go by by bit count.
Yeah, like off
after
the
that.
chart type shit. Yeah.
That was my game.
Counting.
I love that game.
But dude, man, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is great. Like that fucking menu that I'm gonna take you for a ride.
Motherfucker, suck my wiener, suck my
dude.
Yeah,
I love that. Like that song is like etched in my. I've heard. My God, it just makes me happy hearing that song because
it's so good. Oh my God,
I associate it with
so
pizza
unconventional
and just so much fun. Like I played that at pizza places all the time because that was like the most reliable machine to find at a pizza place was Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah,
so good.
The funny thing is though, at the first I didn't like the soundtrack when it first came out because I was so used to playing. I played Marvel vs. Capcom a billion times, and I have their everybody's theme songs etched in my head. Like Wolverine's is my favorite. Captain America has a very good theme. Spider-Man was the only one that was even somewhat jazzy. Like in the first one.
Yeah.
Just a weird kind of jazzy, cool like vibe to it. Everything else was like, oh, this is just straight up Capcom music that you would find in Mega Man or whatever the fuck, Capcom. Mm-hmm. So I loved the soundtrack for the first one. So when the second one came out, I was like, what the fuck is this jazz shit? Because it was like, this isn't getting me pumped. But then I'm like, I can't imagine it without it. I was just like,
it's jazz.
There's that fucking, that scene, I mean, that level where like you're on the raft and shit, and then like it has that fucking dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Like that shit.
Oh my God, yes. Oh fuck,
amazing.
Yeah,
that's fucking such a good track.
I love
that. Is so good,
dude. Yeah, that whole game hits. The freaking select menu is like do. Like I love that. I think that game has the best game soundtrack ever.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
So many cool things. I think it's maybe it's that and like I don't know.
Well,
I remember Tekken 7 having like a great soundtrack too.
You know what's good? I like fucking Street Fighter Alpha has always had good tracks. If anybody, probably the best Capcom thing. There's too many. Capcom has too many good fucking tracks.
Oh my God, Street Fighter Third Strike, dude. Oh my God, the select screen where it's like choose your character. Such a good fucking song, dude.
That one's alright, but dude, here, listen to fucking Street Fighter Alpha, the first one. Their select screen, the bass is fucking going insane, and then there's trumpets. It's like bum, 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 it's fucking one of the like actually Donkey used it very recently when he started doing all of his like those videos where he was doing a bunch. He's like, oh, I'm gonna start doing fucking and he used them one at the end of them, and I was like, oh shit, dude, like that really brought back like a bunch of memories. Just it's such a good track. But anyway,
I'll drop one in the chat for Chris if you probably don't know the song because you probably didn't play Street Fighter the whole time.
No.
Street Fighter Third Dick.
I played
Third Strike. It fucking hits, dude.
I played Turbo.
Turbo?
I can't remember which
Street Fighter
one.
2 Turbo?
I have it on my like if I looked on my like my achievements on Xbox, I would know which one it is. I think it was Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I don't know. It was one of them.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo was like fucking that was like crack to me for a while, and it was hard for me to play other games because they weren't fast enough.
Yeah.
Because I would put them. You could. Well, go ahead.
No. Yeah. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that like that actually became that became an issue for me. Where when fighting games started becoming competitive online, for balance they slowed them down, and it really fucking bothered me. Like say. A lot of games, for example, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a very fast game.
Yeah.
And that was cool. I loved playing it online. Then when 3 came out, I was like, I feel like I'm fucking underwater.
I don't think they slowed them down particularly. I just think they became like...
they fucking did, dude.
I think Marvel 2 is faster than 3. I'll definitely admit that.
It's way faster than 3.
They added... I think the problem between the new games and other games is they add stupid mechanics. They add comeback mechanics. That's the biggest problem, I think, with old fighting games and new fighting games. Comeback mechanics have ruined them because you get fucked up a ton, and then there's a bar for your special or your energy. Then there's this other random bar somewhere else. It's like, oh man, I get to do all this extra cool shit, and I don't like. Those
I agree with that. I agree with that too. Like even fucking I totally agree with that too. But the biggest problem, just for me though, is because I loved the speed. It's why, like, the original Killer Instinct was one of my favorite fighting games because the combos are stupid fast, and then you do an ultra combo. It's like it's retardedly fast. Like it's too fast, but that's what it would like make me like my adrenaline would be like fucking to 11 because of how fast the combos are. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking awesome. And so I've always loved like fast combos and fast fighting to where like if somebody doesn't know how to keep up, you just beat the shit out of them so bad. But now I don't have that edge. Because you take fucking 2 seconds to flip over to somebody instead of just being like, I'm already here and I'm already fucking you up. Like, I can be Spider-Man, fuck you up with a combo, do one of his hyper combos, crawler assault, and kill you in like fucking 4 seconds. You know, but I can't do that anymore. Because the way that they set it up, it's like, it's much slower, and I feel like it's just for more people can play the games. Where like it's like playing online and competitive, like, oh, let's make it for everybody. We're going to agree on this sort of speed. And I'm talking about every fighting game. Like all the even Infinite, Marvel Capcom Infinite was fucking so underwhelming. No X-Men.
Infinite was garbage. Infinite was garbage because Infinite's problem didn't have X-Men. That was the biggest problem in Infinite. There was no Wolverine in that game. That was
no X-Men. Characters looked fucking terrible.
That wasn't the biggest problem.
I could not believe
there's a lot of problems.
The biggest problem, Marvel vs. Capcom to me is intrinsically tied to 2D, and I think it just doesn't. I just don't think it works. I don't think like this 3D style like that they've gone for works because like the thing you have to really take into account is like people like to think that like art style doesn't affect gameplay, but it really does. Like the second that you go from like 2D sprites to 3D, that throws the entire feel of a game off to the point where it can be detrimental to like how the game functions. There's a lot of like recent Mega Man games where they're like kind of like 2.5D don't feel correct. Because nothing feels as precise in 3D as it does in 2D. Because 2D is like very calculated and very much like, okay, so this is where the pixel ends and you know it. But with 3D, there's like shifting shadows, there's like shifting character models, there's like overly animated everything to compensate for the fact that it's like, hey, it's a modern game, it's 3D, but it's like, these don't always necessarily go together. Like, there's a reason why, and I'm not saying games can't make that jump. I think obviously Mario has, but even but honestly, if I'm being real, like even I would say like, I would rather play Super Mario World than those 2D side scroller Super Mario games. Like I think the 3D Mario, like Super Mario 64 and fucking Sunshine and Galaxy and like Odyssey and like those are great because those can only be done in 3D, right? But I remember playing the new Super Mario Brothers or whatever on Wii, and I was like, this feels fucking. I don't like this like at all.
I have no problem with 3D going from 3D to like the like the 2D art style to like 3D because I think I'd really argue that Street Fighter 4 is the best Street Fighter game. Like as a game, I think that's the best game out of all of them. But I would say that like I just think that. You can't take out certain characters. You can't like that is the biggest detriment for me. Period. They removed so many characters in the newest game. Like they removed so.
But they were forced to. They were forced to.
Even fucking 3 removed a lot of characters, and people were upset about that.
Well, 3 was calculated, and I knew this was coming because I was like, all right. When 3 came out, and I started seeing the roster. I'm like, fuck. They're putting in a lot of assholes that are going to be in the movies in the cinematic universe down the line. They're putting a bunch of shit that no one gave a fuck about. Like for example, I was like, nobody. Let's be like, nobody wants to be fucking Rocket Raccoon. Nobody gives a shit about. And then why is there so many Resident Evil fucking characters? Like, what's going on here? Like, it was just like
Chris, right? There was like Swesker.
There was fucking Tyrant was in it. No. I'm sorry. Nemesis was in it. Like I was just like, all right, dude, they're doing calculated shit that's like, what is going to be something that we really want to promote? Instead of putting in good characters, dude, they took out Captain Commando, one of the best anti-air characters in the game.
That was so.
That I'm just like, but that's my guy.
They added Dante as him. Literally, Dante and him had the same move.
Dante, yeah, with the
guitar and the like the fucking fist. I get you though.
Dante was actually a good addition, but my biggest problem with Marvel's Capcom 3 is because there was what was it, Capcom versus Tachinuku or whatever. They put that on Wii, and that's where they got the it's all of like Voltron and all those fucking type of So they put that on Wii, and the button layout is the same. They got it from that one. Where you there's no skill. All you have to do is press fucking, like, say if you're on PlayStation, you press square, triangle, circle. You've already created. Yes, you already started your chain, and then press X to hit him in the air, and then repeat it. You don't need any type of thinking to do it anymore. And I was like, this is fucking boring. Like, I still kind of enjoyed it for what it was, but I was like, they just made it open for everybody. They slowed it down for everybody. And I was like, oh, this is like I don't want to sound like one of those hipster motherfuckers, but I'm like, this is like some normie shit.
It's bad.
Like,
it's a worse game. It's a worse game.
They added X Factor. They had so many cool characters that would have been amazing in 2 and 3 though. Like, I think Dante and Virgil in 0 were such good additions to the game. Like, those 3 characters were amazing additions, you know? And like, I don't know, I don't think Thor was in 2, right? Was Thor Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
No.
I don't think he was.
No, he's definitely not.
And I remember like, oh, this is really cool, you know? But then they took out so many. They took out fucking.
Was Dr. Doom in 3?
Yes, he was.
He was.
Yeah, he was. Dr. Doom was actually really good.
Doom was one of the best characters in the game. Like since I don't remember if he was in 1 or not. I didn't play 1 a lot, but I know Dr. Doom was like top tier in 2, and he is like one of the best characters in 3. I know that. They kept Morgan, which kept me happy, but they didn't have any more Darkstalkers characters. That roster was cut. Like, let me check and see the number of characters.
We don't have to get too into it. We already had like
I think there was around 50
about fighting games and shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
But
you're right.
But like, I don't know, man. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is like so good still, and I think it's honestly like a lot of that for me comes to the style of it. I just think it's like so stylistically satisfying to watch. Whereas like I feel like 3 and Infinite just look really wrong. They're not satisfying. They're not fun to watch, and they're not as fun to play. Whereas like 2 and 1 were fun to watch and play. And I don't know, man. It's like you ever play? Oh my god, what's that fucking game? It's like the side scroller shooter that's in all the pizza places.
Contra?
No.
Metal Slug.
It's like if Metal Slug was like kind of like rendered in 3D, you know? Like I feel like
that would never work.
Like it would play fine, and I think people would probably fuck with it, I guess. But like a lot of the style of those SNK games are in the way that they look.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And I think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was one of those things where it's just like, this just looks so pleasing. And they just, I don't know. Like 3 I never fucked with, and
56.
Infinite looked gross to me.
56 characters were in 2. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I knew it was like a little over 50. Like
56. That's the only game other than Smash Bros. I got close to that, I think.
All right.
56 in 2, and then in 3.
Yeah, we'll fucking do an episode dedicated to that shit.
I guess kind of in keeping. Jolly old dipshit wrote in. He said, "Hey, Snarko, Darko, and Pitch." I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't
but how y'all doing? If you magically transported into the Mortal Kombat games, how long do you think you'd last? No killing yourself allowed. I
don't know how to kitties.
Not a moment.
It depends on where I land. It depends on where I land, which game I land in. Like, it's a lot of shit that goes on. Because if you land on Earth in a bunch of Mortal Kombat games, you would just go on with your life without noticing anything happened. But then some of them, you would land, like, if you land in Outworld, you got like a minute or 2 before something eats you.
Yeah. You're going to get robbed and then fucking eaten.
Like, and then if you land in, like, where fucking Katana's from, you're most likely gonna get fucking like you could potentially just disappear and hide somewhere and live out your life on like a desert or some shit. But like it's so I don't know, maybe minutes.
If you could choose a game to wake up in, what would you choose?
I would choose Deadly Alliance, and I would be on Earth. I'd be on Earth.
Derek, I assume Mass Effect, so you could fuck Tali, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if I can choose a game period, not a Mortal Kombat game. I thought you meant
no, that's specific to Mortal Kombat. No, like, yeah, I thought he meant like
I just mean anything.
And then I thought it was kind of interesting that you chose Deadly Lands. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, Tali would be cool. But then maybe not, because it's kind of like, it's the same as you don't want to meet your heroes because it might go wrong. And it might be the same. Tali might be like, who the fuck is this fat piece of shit? Like, nah, like Tali could potentially bang Shepard, and like I'm not even like me standing next to Shepard would be the saddest fucking contrast, you know.
You're this decorated Spectre war vet, a military hero, and just
I'm just this fucking out of shape YouTuber, just like, yeah, hey, I don't know, I have a few million views on my channel. How you doing? And
you ever heard of Gamergate?
No, tell me more.
Dude,
What would you choose, Chris?
I would choose the movie tie-in Spider-Man 1 game from 2002, where all the henchmen are in biker jackets and they're bald and they all say, "Looks like the freak wants to play." And I would be one of the I would want to converse with those people on the top of a really high building just before Spider-Man came swinging off the clouds.
And beat the
and
shit
just
out of
beat them all up in his fucking default clothes.
Are you sure he won't think that you're one of them?
I would do my best to convey that I was not. I would say, wouldn't it be fun? Like, that would be actually interesting if, like, from my perspective, it was all like real life, and I'd be like, "Hey, listen, I'm like not one of those guys, but the game only has certain assets available, so it just
look like
I look
like them.
I look like
hilarious.
them, and what I'm saying what I'm trying to say just comes out as, looks like the freak wants to play.
But your hands are like fucking waving, like, looks
like,
the
no,
freak wants
no.
to play.
Looks like the freak wants to play. Looks like the freak wants to play.
And then fucking this polygonal Tobey Maguire comes beaming at you, ready to fucking destroy. And then he beats you up, and then you land on the ground, and then you fade away.
You disappear. Your character.
And where do you go when you fade away?
You get re-rendered somewhere else.
Good point. Oh, good point. So then you have to get the shit kicked out of you forever. That's awful.
Yeah, just be an infinite loop.
Oh my god, what game would I choose if I could choose a game to exist in? I'm trying to choose a game where I don't have to worry about imminent danger all the fucking time. Like, I could choose to go find danger if I wanted to.
Yeah, you would have to
choose like Baldur's Gate or some shit like that, and I'd be someone in Baldur's Gate that would just like it's like a regular ass person, like a merchant or some shit. Like, I wouldn't be doing anything. I wouldn't sell anything that fancy, so no one would come looking for me. I wouldn't own anything crazy. I'd be like a very middle grade person because I don't want to deal with bullshit.
I feel like the safest ironic. This is gonna sound ironic, but the safest game that you could possibly exist in is probably Hitman. Honestly, because there's Hitman, unless you're like a notable person who's doing like bad shit, you're probably not going to get fucked up, because the whole point of that game is to like avoid killing innocent people and only focus on the target. So unless you're the target, in which like I don't see why you would be.
Or even Metal Gear too. Like, you just be in Metal Gear Solid, you'd just be in America chilling.
No, well, I mean in the context of like actual gameplay scenarios, like not necessarily in the world of those games, because like you could theoretically pick anything, you know, and you could be like, oh, I'll be in Halo, but like 5 years before the war and like in America, you know. It's like, whatever, like you could do that and you'd be fine. But if you had to pick like a game world to live in, like I'd probably pick Hitman, because most of those people are just chilling. They don't even know somebody's gonna get fucking whacked across the fucking across the vineyard or whatever in some fucking ridiculous way.
Dead in the bathroom. You're like, how the fuck does this guy die in the bathroom? And now I'm gonna get blamed for it.
Why are all these naked bodies in this closet? Like, what is?
Dude,
Who stuffed 10 naked bodies in a closet?
Why?
I watched fucking Donkey's video on what is it, Hitman 3?
Yeah.
Like, I watched it like 3 times. Because that shit, like, when people fuck around on Hitman, it's the fucking... It's the best. I think that's one of the best video games to, like, fuck around in.
Dude, Hitman 3 is so good.
It's a good game, apparently. I haven't played it yet.
Hitman 3, unironically, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, Hitman 2, or Hitman 3's second level is the best level design I have seen in a video game, probably, like... in the like easily within the last 10 years. Like, it is fucking phenomenal, that second level in Hitman 3. Like, I can't even... It's so good. It's unreal.
I gotta play it eventually.
If anybody's in the audience has played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's so fucking wild.
I might have to get it. But then I want to mod the shit out of it, though.
Yeah, go ahead, man. That game's ripe for modding. It's hilarious. It's already, the game feels modded already. Like, there's because there's no physics engine really in Hitman. It's like there's physics, like it's kind of like vaguely complicated, but not really. So like, you can throw a briefcase at somebody and it'll just follow them.
It'll follow?
Like regardless. Like I saw this
What?
one. It just the game only takes into account like what you throw and who you're locked onto, and what you throw. As long as there's nothing in the way, it'll go. So there's video of some guy getting on a boat where it's like this one target who's getting on like a jet ski or something, and he throws a briefcase and it slowly follows him and like turns with him whenever he turns, and it follows him forever until it just hits him and he's just fucking dead. And it's so fucking funny, man. Hitman in general is like hilarious in all the right ways.
Hilarious. I got to play it.
It is good.
Yeah, I think I'm sold.
It is a game like if you really want to play it like how it's actually supposed to be played, it requires a bit of patience, but I do think it's pretty good. Sweeney is Black Danny DeVito wrote in. He says, "Greetings, short Keith David, short Lyle douchebag, and the thing that hides under my bed." My question, probably. My question comes back to, of course, Mass Effect 2. In that I love that game to pieces, but the PS3 version is a dumpster fire of shit loading times, freezing, graphics glitches, audio lagging, and other things. You know what's wild? There's actually like a piece of DLC that's missing from the Legendary Edition because they couldn't get it working on PS3. Isn't that
Really?
wild? Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Do you know what it's called, Derek? I feel like
I don't remember
might.
which one, but I remember specifically people saying, "Don't play it on here; it's dog shit." And I was like, "That's fine. I fucking have Xbox 360. What you talking about?"
Yeah.
But yeah, it was sad though because some of my friends that I introduced them to Mass Effect and they only had PlayStation, so they had to play it that way.
That sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah, so what's a game you have absolutely loved to death but was so poorly ported or optimized on initial playthrough? Thanks for getting me into Mass Effect. Also, fuck you, Derek. I believe Liara to Sony's supremacy. I don't know about that. I disagree.
Boring, dude. That's what the devs want. That's the default the devs want you. They baited you to get Liara. It's bullshit. Like that's boring, dude. That's like fucking just getting fucking pizza with just cheese. You know what I mean? Like
Fucking losers.
come
dude.
on, bro.
At least get some
Fucking
pepperoni or something.
losers,
Yeah, like, well, you know what? I take that back. It's like, because no, that's right. And I'll say with fucking just bread and pizza sauces is Ashley. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because Ashley's fucking, you know.
I like Miranda personally. But
Miranda's
obviously
cool.
she's like intentionally that way, so.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, man. I mean, I have an obvious fucking answer to this, and it's fucking
got one automatically, too.
the fucking Master Chief Collection. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was so fucking like that is still to this day, and I'm including Cyberpunk in this, and I've said this like a million times in like recent podcasts because I've been talking about it a lot, but like it's the worst video game launch I think I've ever seen, like in history.
That's
like
hilarious, dude.
like maybe Diablo 3 when that came out in the auction house and like all the servers were fucked. Maybe
That
that's
was cool.
probably
Diablo
maybe
3
that's
was fucked, bro, when it came out. It was fucked.
yeah, maybe that game was worse, but like I think what makes the MCC worse is that it's like here's this new Xbox console that they're trying to sell you that botched its announcement really badly, and it needs this game that is like a celebration of the main franchise that made it a viable brand in the first place. They launched this celebration of their most storied franchise, and it just doesn't work. No part of it works. You can't find a game in multiplayer. The campaign crashes. None of it is functional.
It was bad.
There is nothing that is that important and that poorly launched, I think. Like, Diablo 3 is like, yeah, that's a fucked launch, but Diablo 3 wasn't integral to the success of Blizzard. It wasn't integral to the success of PC as a gaming platform. Like, it didn't hold any weight when that game launched in a fucked state. But MCC, man, that game came out in 2014, and in the last year or two, it became, like, something that you could recommend to people.
That's
like,
so fucked.
It's fucked. And as a Halo fan, it fucking killed me. Because I was like, this is so depressing. Like, you could have just taken your time and got this right, but you didn't.
That's
And
crazy.
massively frustrating.
What about you, Derek? What do you think?
Well, you know, there hasn't been like, say, I would say something that I can't even say that I love the game. It's just, but it really pissed me off that I'm a huge fan of Saints Row and like the third, and then I played the third. Fourth one was pretty cool too. And so it made me, I was like, you know what? I never played Saints Row 2. I was like, I really want to play Saints Row 2. That would be, I want to see what it's all about. And I played that shit on PC, and I can't even finish it. It keeps crashing on me. Like, and I was like, dude, fuck this game. I was mad because I want to know the backstory to like the two of the main characters, like Johnny Gad and the other chick. So I was like, I want to know like where the fuck they came from, like why Johnny Gat's such a badass and this other chick that like died or something, and I can't fucking play it, and it upset me so much that I'm like, dude, cause I was just like, you would think something that's so old, like it's like a PS2 game or something. I'm like, why is this hard? I don't understand. Like, obviously I don't know anything about coding or anything at all, but I'm just like, I feel like if I studied hard enough, I could do this. I'm like, dude, let me do this, because I don't understand like why it's so difficult to port this to fucking PC. I don't know, man. It's weird, but I'm sure the game was kind of fun in the beginning. That's all I'll say. I was having fun with it.
Does it keep David in that game when he says nigga a bunch?
Not the second one. He's in the fourth. He's in the fourth one. He's in the fourth one. Yeah,
no, I think he's in 2, right? I think he's in 2 also.
He's not. He might be in 2 as like a voice.
If he's in 2, I have not gotten there because I couldn't get very far at all.
He might play like a specific character in 2 because he was just doing a lot. He does a lot of like voiceover work. But like in 4, in 3 or 4, I don't remember because I didn't really play much.
In 4, he's himself. He's the president.
No, he's the vice president, right? Because you're the president in the.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. He's in the cabinet. You're right.
Yeah,
but he is himself.
Yeah, and it's just Keith David, and it's like everybody who and people who just meet him, they're just like, Keith David, I'm such a huge fan of your fucking work, Keith David, and it's like it's good. It's the Keith David interactions in Saints Row are good enough to warrant. Like I would recommend those games. I would recommend
those games just to encounter Keith David.
3 is really fun. 4 is pretty great, but the only thing about 4 is like, why are there cars in here? Like you're basically like a superhero. There's no reason. They basically took like some of the most interesting parts from like a bunch of games, and then they put it in 4. Like if you ever played Prototype,
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, so that's what. So it's kind of like there's 0 point of having a car, and it's just like you're just fucking flying around everywhere and fucking running like super fast and shit. But it's so fun. It's really fun.
What were you going to say, Sweeney?
For me, Knights of the Republic on PC, bro. It's a fucking nightmare. Knights of the Republic is a fucking night. I have a ridiculously strong computer. And when I turn it on, I'm using 50% of my CPU. Because my computer is like, what the fuck am I doing? Dude, it's my PC starts making noise. My fucking, nothing works right. The screen aspects are fucked. Everything just goes wrong. And I'm like, yo, I want to play this game. I really want to play this game. But like, I don't get it. Like, my computer is like, what is this? Get this out of me. Get this off of here.
Like it's a fucking virus.
It's so... Dog, it's insane.
It's all that. It's all that ray tracing.
It's all that dialogue, bro.
Ray tracing and fucking coder.
Can you imagine? It just looks. Everything is shiny and everything is accurately reflected, but it still looks like a fucking like a goddamn
cardboard.
It's so bad, dude. Literally to the point that I had to stop playing it on PC because I think it was fucking with my computer genuinely.
You know what? I haven't actually. A real answer, because I can't say I love that game, but I wanted to love it. But did you guys download Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC?
No.
Did you guys do that?
No.
Okay.
On PC. I mean,
because
on console.
Yes, like everybody else, right? We all played it on fucking like PS4 or whatever, and it was fantastic, amazing, beautiful. So I wanted to play it on PC because I'm like, it should be better, and I can't play at optimized settings. It won't let me do it, and it looks like shit. And it's basically I don't understand what the fucking problem is, because my computer can handle, like, it looks like, I can't even tell you, man. Let's just say that it's probably almost twice as. I want to say it looks like PS3 launch at some. You know what I'm talking about? Like and I'm talking about it's on high, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like this looks like shit, and it's on high. It's not on ultra, but it's on high, and it looks like complete ass. And I was like, searching up, and people had to like, oh yeah, the optimization on this is fucking dog shit, and it's been out for like I think since what 2019 or something.
It's been 2 years at least,
and it's like it. They just didn't do anything about it.
They don't care.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And so, like, I just abandoned it on PC because
that was
it just
2018, right?
Well, yeah, and I think on
PC,
I think it came out on PC on 2019.
Right. Yeah, I had
and
this
then it
conversation
just,
recently.
and I'm like, are they gonna do something about this? Because people complain about it. And I guess it never. I haven't seen anybody. Like, oh, they fixed it, and I feel like. I don't know. I just feel like it has to be. This is so wrong. This is so fucking wrong because how the fuck can I play this flawlessly on fucking PS4 and like my fucking PC, which can handle it, should be able to handle it, it can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I love Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's a shame that
looks
game
so
is
good
not.
on PS5, dog. Looks so insanely good on PS5.
That's so weird. I don't understand why it doesn't.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I just don't understand why it can't look great on PC. Like I don't like. I guess they just like we got our Game of the Year awards, we got our sales. Really, like I don't know what. Like maybe they got like 2 people trying to fix it. Because they're making because Rockstar. Make no mistake, man. Rockstar's making bank. Like.
Dude, they're still from GTA.
GTA Online. This
and
is
Red Dead
this
Online, dude.
not even like it's. Let me explain. This is gonna sound insane when I say it, but it's true. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013, right? It came out.
Yep.
It came out in
Almost 10
2013.
years ago.
It's been 8 years, and this game in 2020 had its highest sales year to date.
I mean, you just knew it was gonna be big, though, man.
But what? Like that?
Yeah, it's stupid that it's still fucking all these years later.
If I'm not mistaken, this doesn't even mean GTA Online because you can get GTA Online separately from Grand Theft Auto 5 now. Like it's its own thing.
Really?
So this is GTA 5 sales figures last year.
It can't just be that. It can't be. How can it be bigger than the launch?
I don't know.
They sold, dude. In the first week, they sold 800,000 copies.
That's how
in the first week. Like there's like, come on.
It's crazy.
It's a lucrative game, man. It does what it does, man.
Do they get? I don't even know how the fuck. To me, it doesn't. It's too. The physics are a little bit too real. Like they're not like super real, but they're a little bit to the point where I'm like, oh, this isn't how. Because I remember playing GTA 4 and just fucking around so much. I was like,
Okay.
What's up?
Slight correction. It's still insane. Additionally, more units of Grand Theft Auto 5 were sold in the calendar year of 2020 than any other year except for the game's launch year of 2013, when it sold like 32.5. But dude, what? Why last year? Like I don't even think there was new content last year. It was
COVID, bro.
You know what I want to know? You know what I want to know though? I want to know.
You're probably right.
But I also want to know: does just downloading a unit count as a sale, and not like, say for example, if you No, it doesn't.
It doesn't really.
No. Well, I mean, if you
like, say for example, like for example, if you at a specific time period on the Epic Games, the launcher, you would get GTA 5 for free, and I wonder if that inflated their sales at all.
That's not a sale.
Because
is that a sale?
No,
it's as a purchase.
It's technically not, but I mean, it is. Does it? Even though they didn't profit. But does it count as a unit, like, sold technically?
Yeah,
I wonder.
Maybe. I don't know if it counts it that way. I know what you mean, because, like, sometimes you'll get, like, a free game on Xbox Live or something, and it'll say, thank you for your purchase, or whatever the fuck, and it's like,
yeah.
And it's just, like, $0. That could be the case. I don't know, but, like, I don't know, man. I'm
skeptical, man.
That is crazy.
That's COVID could play something, but I'm just, like, not even at the launch of online, they didn't sell, like, that just seems a little sus to me, man. But it could. But it could. I mean, they could have just had great marketing, like buy this shit, because some other
That
I know
game
some
is
DLC
lucrative,
came out
bro.
recently too.
Dude,
That's crazy,
literally-
man.
Yeah, literally, Red Dead Redemption isn't insane, but Red Dead sells good too. Like people play Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Like it's a
That's
live
weird.
online game. So like people like GTA is insane.
Yeah, I mean, Red Dead is admittedly a more niche title, but it's sold 30 million copies, which is crazy. That's crazy for a cowboy game.
Right?
Yeah,
So good, man. Fucking Arthur Morgan. Just what a fucking guy.
What a great character.
sure.
Sure.
And man, I think we'll do one more question, and then
Sure.
we'll head off.
Gotcha.
Let's do one more,
But
Dutch.
let's see.
Have a little faith, Arthur. Have a little faith, Arthur.
Alpha RW wrote in. He says, "Hello,
money.
lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. I've been listening since the 0th episode, but I'm a first-time patron, so welcome, Alpha."
Nice. Welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, man. My question is, if you woke up tomorrow at age 7, but with all your adult memories and mental abilities, what would you have done differently? Thanks. So listen, I'm not going to answer this.
Stock market.
Oh yeah, no, that's the
Of
yeah.
course.
Stock market, easy. Immediately, stock market, easily. Stock market, I'd bet on races. I'd bet on fucking NBA. I'd be betting money out my fucking ass. I would go talk to somebody, and I'd be like, really edgy. I'd be like, you don't think I know this, but some big things are gonna happen, all right? All right, the war in Iraq is gonna go through. We're not gonna be able to stop. We're gonna be there for at least 20 more years, all right, kid? All right. So I need you to work with me, and I can make you some money. You can make me some money, all right? Are we together? And my uncle would be like, yeah, I'm down. He would bet money. We would make a fuck ton. I'd buy an island. Somewhere in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Island.
I'd be fucking rubbing shoulders with people like fucking Bill Gates at like a fucking 12-year-old. I'd be like involved in shit. I would stock market immediately. Like I would just stocks. I'm like, yo, you know what's gonna be crazy? Bitcoin's gonna be pretty crazy eventually. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
dude.
cryptocurrency. I would. Yeah, no question.
It'd be a fucking wild.
Everyone would be laughing
ruin
at
a
you,
planet.
and then fucking while like fucking you fucking cash out when it hits fucking 40,000 like it did like a couple of weeks ago. Like god damn,
cash
dude.
out now, and I'm so rich, it's stupid. I'm so rich. I own portion of fucking Google. I own like 70% of Google. Like this
70%.
random nigga, Kingston Jameson, that lives in fucking Los Angeles, California, owns Google.
That'd be pretty impressive.
I would get so rich. And I would just donate all of the money. Just donate all that money away to like actual good places. And they'd be like, why did I? I'm like, because shit's gonna get bad.
Damn, that's pretty noble.
I'm like, just gonna get bad eventually. We should probably start at. The only thing that's like, I wouldn't have my girlfriend anymore, and it'd be terrible because I wouldn't. Like when you go back in time, I think about the idea that like, if you have your significant person, right, and you go back in time, would you be able to get them again?
It's possible.
It's possible, but you might
stay
know
calculated.
too much. So you might say shit that would scare them, or you might do things that would scare them, thinking that like, oh, how did she know this? She's like, oh my god, it's creepy. How do you know my fucking middle name? You know, because you might interact with her like you do right now.
Yeah,
you might scare her the fuck away.
it up, and then that's a good point.
And
You
you're
should
like,
probably
what the fuck?
use some dark web searches to like find all these deep dark secrets and shit, or like
Are you
a
watching me?
PI.
I'm
You,
like, no,
you
I'm
hired
not
a fucking
watching you.
PI. Yeah.
Yeah, you would
makes
have to
sense.
tread that line very carefully.
Or
Not
like you
ideal.
don't know, or you don't know what kind of displaced matter you cause that could change the way everything works. That like you go find.
Oh,
some
you'd
girl
fuck
and
everything
she's
up with
dead.
the way
She's
you're
fucking
talking. You would
dead.
fuck everything up. You would absolutely ruin everything.
Yeah. No, you would potentially fuck everything up for
I'm
everything.
trying to save the world though.
Yeah, but in doing so, kind of like you trying to raise your kid not to be a serial killer,
would
you
do
would
it.
you would fuck the world.
It always comes back to that.
Yeah. What are you saying, Chris? What the hell are you saying? What are you gonna do? You say you're gonna do nothing?
I would. Well, no, I'd probably do stocks. Honestly, I would try to be as uninvasive as like. I would just try to make money where I know other people would have made that money anyway, and like I wouldn't. I would like trademark a bunch of shit that I know would be like really valuable later on.
No matter what, you would alter time fucking significantly. Because imagine sitting, like I'm sure I'm smarter than almost every teacher I've ever had in my life by now. Imagine sitting in school right now. With the
I don't know
knowledge
about
you
that
have.
one. I don't know about that one.
Dude, I know a lot more than I did. In particular, I would guess before maybe like the end of high school. I know way more than I did before then.
Yes, But there's no way you're smarter than the majority of your teachers. Like, there's just no way.
Okay, sorry. I know everything they're gonna teach me and more.
That's different.
And I'm just like,
I see what you're saying.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
I can't even talk. If I talk, I'm just gonna scare you. As a 7-year-old, I'd be like, if I tell you what I know right now, you're gonna freak out. So I'm just gonna be quiet.
I would be like, Dad, put $200 into Bitcoin.
Please.
He's like, what the fuck is that?
In fucking,
dude, trust me.
In fucking 2001, he's like,
I would fucking cause a scene. I'd be like, Grandma, please, you don't even need $2,000. We're gonna move upstate of it. Just like, what do you mean upstate? Like, don't worry about it. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna move upstate. Just please, trust me.
It's gonna be hard for them to fucking actually
they'll be like, what is
without
this Bitcoin
saying
thing? You're so stupid. You're
I'm from the future.
I know everything, all of it.
It would be
but for
hard.
sure, it would be hard to like do, but I definitely would alter the time, because one thing that I absolutely would do is I would say, like, when I'm a teenager. No, not a teenager. Earlier than that, I would fucking record and release Seven Nation Army. Like, I would definitely fucking steal that from Jack White. I would absolutely steal before Jack White probably even thought of that shit. I would fucking do it, and he wouldn't even be privy to it, because he didn't even think about it yet.
He wouldn't even be able to do anything about it. That's what makes it worse.
He wouldn't even know anything's been done to do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. He would have no idea. He'd just listen to it and be like, oh, this is a good song, man.
I would
that's all he'll
Drake's
think.
copy Drake's style and everything like that. Copy his cadence and then just become Drake as like a little ass kid.
You're the fucking best.
Destroy what music is now. I would come back to this point and music would be so different currently. And everybody would be like,
you should
what the
steal
fuck?
every hit, dude. Like, steal every hit, every
period. I would steal Paramore songs, bro. Like, I'd be taking everything. I wouldn't let anyone else eat in the world. There would be no other genre. There would just be Kingstons making music, period.
You'd be so god tiered everything you do.
I don't think you could easily replace Drake, but I don't think you could replace. I don't think you could step into the shoes of Haley Williams. Like, there's no way that you could do that.
But look, I might not be the singer, but I could get someone else who could probably like. There's probably great singers out there I get to like completely.
No, but why do that?
Style.
Why not just be a talent manager and discover Haley Williams?
Nah, bro. I don't want anyone else eating. I don't want anyone else
living good. But that's the fucking person.
I don't want anyone else living good. If I'm destroying if I'm destroying reality, I'm destroying reality.
No,
I want to get back to my timeline and it not be the same at all. I want there to be a frog as the fucking president. Like, I'm gonna fuck everything up.
I think we already had that.
I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back. It's gonna be like Dragon Ball Z. There's a fucking dog man. There's gonna be a dog man in the office saying, "Woof woof, we did it. We did it. We beat the Middle East."
Well, on that note, that's the end of our show. we're going over. We're going a little bit long, but. If you liked what you heard today somehow, consider supporting us at patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode. $5 a month gets you a question read on our show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That is not $10 a month. That is $10 once, and you're in for forever. Don't worry about that.
For life, baby.
For life.
I thought that was clear. Like, I thought it, like... You know, like, who the fuck would charge $10 to stay, like, per month? Can you imagine paying $10 a month?
You also can't kick them out.
That's
you
Netflix.
Can't kick them.
Well, I think it would be good if we we showed up and made movies or something. We entertain them. we should
go in. We should go in. Yeah, we should go into that Discord more often. I got to make a note to do that.
Sometimes I'll go in because somebody will tag me and they're talking shit, and then I'll talk shit back and then I'll leave. That's about
My
it.
Discord has become a fucking. It's the Wild West out there.
That's why we got to go in there. We got to be sheriffs.
Yeah.
Or just not. Just contribute to the fucking mess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna post pictures of my ass in there and see what happens.
Not even your ass. Your asshole. Close-ups of your asshole.
That's so fucking terrible, dude. Asshole.
I do not want that floating around.
Your asshole has no wrinkles in it. It's just smooth all around.
Smooth. I got Botox in my asshole.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with your ass?
Looks like a
you think someone's gotten Botox in their asshole, dude?
Probably, definitely.
Just looks like a low-resolution donut. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show. And I will now do that.
3, 2, 1.
Blake Dillo, the epic Oshawott, designated divorce paper delivery dude, silly putty eater.
That is the fucking dumbest name I ever heard in my. I'm sorry, dude. Thank you for your patronage, but goddamn, that's stupid.
He's a new one. He's a new boy. He's a new
yeah, never heard that motherfucker before.
The Apprentice, hosted by Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. Fucking kill me. Subscribing to the Snark Tank on Patreon to make Chris say subscribe to Dr. Purple on YouTube is my most chaotic advertising attention. Quentin Reviews, Paul Joseph Watson fisting Smokey. Holy shit. Fuck. I'm sorry.
When she hears this,
That's
I'm
fucking
gonna
great.
fucking cackle. Oh
That's
my god.
great, dude.
He's gonna call me.
She'd love it.
Dude,
She'd
fuck you
fucking
guys.
love it.
All right,
she would
let's all-
love these lovely, dirty, big-ass fists and a clam.
She
You
loves
are-
these hands.
I can tell you've been practicing Paul Joseph Watson because that was actually a really good one, Derek. That was actually like significantly better than every time you've done it before. That actually, I thought he was here.
I love that guy. He's so fascinating.
He puts his
Holman
hands together
Brown.
and then flaps and flies away
It's just Dumbo, but it's Paul Joseph Watson trying to fly with his hands.
with his hands, dog. Oh my god.
Holman Brown 98, Diego Andres Hernandez. Hey boss, can you follow me on Twitter, please? Ray Lucchesi. I got bored of the gag. I'm sure Chris's brain aneurysm will thank me. Sloshy Scout, Atrasoni, Tom Sweeney, the atrocious alien fucker. Please check out my podcast, How Did We Even Get Here, every Thursday. Leroy Jenkins. I'm not reading off the name list anymore. This is a bit of a tangent. But I do. This name is always confusing. I do like to eat out of a bowl on the ground. I edited that in my own head. To make
What are you doing,
Whoa.
Derek?
What are you doing, Derek?
Freaking out, Derek. You're just freaking the fuck out. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
I keep giving Chris the plague, but he keeps surviving. Hard hat skydiver, Chris Chandler. Chris has a high voice for a lesbian. Absolute wagon, Lord Gavin, all new, all different. Paul Joseph Watson seductively peeing. What? Oh, Paul Joseph Watson seductively peeling what looks like a micro banana.
Nice.
That's so
fucking
stupid.
mean.
I'm bussy boxing. I was cock blocked by a turtle. Alaskan oil field trash. If Chris would be a twink if he grew up a little more Catholic. Not Ian Brandon Anderson. Not an FBI agent. Juan Punchman. Marcus Shorten. Mr. Fuck. Jim Crow's daddy issues. Abosi. Lol, you're dyslexic. Papa Nurgle. Hassan Piker's halal pecker. Danny DeVito's perfectly preserved penis. I let Paul touch me. Murder ascended. David Connolly, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. Dunderhead, Red Lobster, Brothel, Endless Shrimp, and Pussy Buffet.
Oh
to
my
be honest,
God.
they both smell the same.
Oh,
Lobotomized
God.
Jesus is my drooling divine savior. Heiko, Moto Zealot. Russian name that translates to something about eating ass. Hiroshima spicy mushrooms. Adam Carolla sipping cola, sniffing Yola, banging cholas, shouting YOLO. Grand
Nice.
Wizard of the Cool Kids Club. A level 1 cleric. Derek's unyielding sex drive. Dummy Thick Dave. Heartless Wretch, aka the Black Man from Staten Island. Uncle Tony's Pizzeria and Abortion Clinic, where today's loss is tomorrow's sauce. Yummy, 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 come inside my tummy. Jolly old dipshit. Hugger Derek, the movie theater assistant manager. Etherean, Mrs. Butthurt McWamacunt. The Progerian Hunter. Deflated left ass cheek. All hands on dick. Arrow, Sunny Chance, New Melphis 1, El Culebron, New Culebron, Richter 86, and
Of course.
King.
The
King of Haphazard.
The final warrior, King of Haphazard.
thank you
We did
all for your contributions to making the show. This episode, if you are on Patreon, was a little bit late. We had some recording issues, but we're back. We're back to
They
normal.
will not be happening anymore. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We gotta. Yeah, we keep
I
getting
know.
fucked up. But in fairness, the $1 tier just means early access. Doesn't mean on time necessarily.
Let's not try lawyer it. Sorry about that, guys. We'll get it to you on time, okay?
We'll get it for you on time. But yeah, thanks for stopping by again. It means a lot. Be sure, if you're still here, if you're still listening, to help us on iTunes, rate us on iTunes, comment, like us on YouTube. Really helps with the algorithm, helps boost our chances. And yeah, that'll be it. I'll see you guys in hell.
Before we go, would you go back and tell people, like, would you be the Snowden before the Snowden if you can go
No.
back in
Fuck
time?
no.
No.
Fuck no.
I would.
Snowden got nothing out of that. He's like living in a fucking.
He's fucked. Can't see his wife. Like it sucks.
I would say some shit. I'm 7.
That's the price to be a fucking patriot, bro. You get fucked.
That's
in the
the price to fucking care about your fellow American. You get fucking put in a fucking box.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine though? He just couldn't stand his wife so much that he was willing to become a traitor to the U.S. government just so he could like have an excuse not to see her.
That sounds like me. That sounds like me.
He easily could have just filed for divorce. He's like, nah, this is easier.
Divorce costs money, bro. He was like, fuck it, put me away forever.